All right. All right. Thank you, Creator. Thank you, Creator. Thank you, because I think you done given me something that I could share with my brethren, and I am so excited. I'm really glad that I believe you've given me something that is really going to bless my brethren, bless their soul. Pray you anoint the words I'm going to say, that you will glorify yourself, and that you will give my brethren all kinds of, that you will bless them with the words that you give me on my video today. Pray that we can get some get some good understanding so that we can continue to leave the world, that we can look forward to the new earth, that we can make the resurrection. Creator, I thank you for helping me to allow me to have this channel where I can talk with my brethren. We can meet for a little while, dedicate a little time during the day, during the week, and just meet with you, and where we can speak our own language. So, Creator, it's my hope that when we do the soul confirmations, that you'll take those soul confirmations, you'll infuse them on our soul, on our spirit. I think I learned a great blessing that I'm getting ready to share with my brethren, and I just can't thank you enough for showing me what you showed me. And I'm praying for January 25th that will be the new earth, the resurrection. And I don't want to speak negatively and say that it probably will just be a regular day, but I know that they say the planets are supposed to align. It's a very rare event, and some brethren have been talking about it's representing the alignment of our chakras, and kind of like when you straighten out a cord in order to take the kinks out, and how January 25th, it kind of represents the straightening of our spinal cord and the receiving of the spiritual coming down to the earthly, both of them connecting and our frequency being raised. I don't know, Creator, but I'm certainly hoping that that event, I'm praying, man, I'm praying, EOE, that event, it means something, because we in the kingdom of man, it can't work. There are too many imbalances, have been for thousands of years. One people fighting against another, can't share the land. Few people got to have more than than a whole bunch of people, only a few. Where this Capricorn system, where only the elite, I mean, they have way, 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 way more than they need. And we are not in the kingdom of light. We're nowhere near the kingdom of light, where we will be our brother's keeper. There will not be a need among us, that we will be in health and perfection in our body and spiritual power. And so we have no clue what the resurrection, the blessing of the resurrection, we pray that we just want to make it. We want to make the resurrection. Again, thank you for what you have shown me, and I'm getting ready to share with my brethren. I pray that you be with us, that you'll anoint this video, that you will use it for your highest glory. And I thank you in your name. All right, brethren, thank you for joining me. My name is Shai Kwabban Yisrael, and welcome to my channel, where it is a channel for the children of God. Put it simply, it's a channel for the faithless. It's a channel for the sons and daughters. It's a channel for the future gods and goddesses. And I know that sounds blunt. I know it sounds bombastic, but it's true. It's true. What do you expect the creator to do? I mean, what are you expecting to do? How do you expect him to raise up sons and daughters? What do you expect him to say? Do you expect him to, I mean, he's given us his newest revelation. He's anointed it with uncommon wisdom. The children can hear it and they gravitate into it. It's simple as that. It's simple as that, man. The creator, he's had a plan for sons and daughters, which are really mankind, but there are only certain sons and daughters that are going to be gifted with the ability to gravitate to the voice, to attune. He calls it attuning to his voice. And we've come to the very brink of the next era. We've come, I mean, I want to say hi to all my brethren first before I begin. Amaris, Nazarene, Elijah. Good to see y'all. Nazarene, Mahalia, YAFFA, thank you, brethren, joining me, blessing me with your fellowship. I'm so glad you brethren are here. I'm going to do my best, man, my absolute best to. I've been given I shouldn't say I think, I should have more faith in that, but the creator, I think, is really giving me something that I can bless y'all with, and I'm thrilled. That's, there's, to me, man, I believe that the only life, man, is to serve one another. It's just something about it, man. It makes it worth it. I mean, it can't be. I mean, if you always, every day, we live in a reality where people are taught to serve themselves. You know what I mean? That's the type of mindset mentality that's in the world. That's why a lot of people ain't going to be able to make the resurrection, the new earth, because we've been reading from Radiance anthology, where the new earth, the resurrection, is not going to be able to serve your interests. We read the other day where people who are ready for people who are not ready for the resurrection, you're not ready to let go of the earth, materialism and ego and serving yourself. We read where the angel said that you have to be relocated until you learn to come out of that mindset. We read in Radiance anthology, many people are not going to be able to make the new earth, the resurrection, because it's going to be people who are willing to serve one another. And amazingly, there's many people with a vibration on them. They are not going to want that, not going to desire it. And so the creator, not willing to violate your free will, he says that these are people who have to be relocated to another reality, if I understand that correctly, until they learn from what I understand, the new earth is for brethren who are willing to serve one another. It's the kingdom of faith. It's going to be the principles of faith. Now, I want to share something that I believe the Creator has shown me, so that um, I really want to bless y'all with. And let me say this before I forget it, because we're going to forget it. After yesterday's video, I was asking, I think I was thinking, or I posed some type of question about the January 25th, the alignment, and I was reading in a video, I think it was Celestial Cycles, and it said that basically the spiritual, the heavenly is coming down to the earthly, and there's some sort of, it's like the light is being forced down, is coming down and down and down. Remember we read where the angels were saying that the Ethereans, they are going to press upon our understanding more and more. They're going to press upon it. That's the time we're in right now, where Pluto has gone into Aquarius. That means a change from the me generation to the we generation. If you know anything about astrology and the zodiac, Aquarius is the sign of the water bearer. That's water for the world. They know how to water. If you've ever met one, when you talk to them, if you have a little bit of clairvoyance about you, you'll be able to pick up when you talk to one. They can really say things and bless your understanding, man. It's the most amazing thing. I mean, maybe everybody can't see it, I can see it, and I've been able to see it ever since I was a pre-teenager. So that's the gift the Creator's given me. He's given me that type of clairvoyance where I can see the Creator in people, and I like to share it and tell people about themselves. But Pluto going into Aquarius, Pluto is energy, power. The Scorpios of the earth, they have power, if you notice, one way or another. Some have dark power, some have righteous power, but they have power, power, power. So when you put the two together, you're talking about power to the people. That's the age that we living in right now. Power to the people. And we in the Cosmin era. We sitting up here waiting on Cosmin Day. Cosmin Day, brethren. Do you know what that is? That's power from on high. That's why I've been talking about January 25th, this alignment. It might not mean anything, but man, I hope it does. I'm praying. I'm all night, man. I keep praying and ask. And I hope you brethren are doing the same thing, man, because this system we in, it can't work. This system, it can't work. It cannot work, man. The imbalances are too many in the world. Some people have not. Let me get back before I forget. Now, let me show y'all something real quick, because I'm getting ready to forget it. And inspiration is telling me you're getting ready to forget it, Yaikwab, what you wanted to tell them. You better do it pretty fast before we move it out of your memory. So let me do it right now. Now, after the video the other day, I think it might have been the last video. I think it might have been Tuesday. And I found myself asking the Creator if anyone sees anything about the upcoming cosmic planetary alignment. I ended up in my soul asking the Creator, is there anybody who knows about and I said this, I said something about the Ethereans manifesting, okay, and coming to us, because that's what we read in Radiance anthology. And then this actually came up on my screen on YouTube, this right here. Now look at what this brother did a video on. Return of the Ethereans. Now we've been doing a video where it says that the return of the Ethereans is equal to Cosmin Day. Is equal to Cosmin Day. Because, brethren, that's visitation from angels, where I think I'm going to be reading that today. Dave, brother. All right. Always good to see you, man. Always good to see you, brother. What do you got here? You said simple. to change the me generation to the we generation. Please, oh, that's it. That is interesting, though. That's a trip. Flip the M in. Yeah, that's a trip, man. It's interesting you point that out. Yeah, but that's what it's all about. We for the longest time have been the me generation. Now we read when we did that video on special session where the angels told us that there had been a previous we generation, and I think it had to do around the time of the summer of love, the 60s, and it was, I think that they were pointing to that as a time of we, because people were, they were standing up against unrighteousness and corruption, and people were getting together in the spirit. And but now we read in Radiance anthology that we since then have turned back into the me generation, and I tried to point to some songs during the me generation to confirm the point. I think that music, it helps us to learn a lot about where we stand spirit, what the attitude is spiritually, globally. What do they sing about? Do they sing about, you know, do they sing about um, you know, um things like brother, there's far too many of you dying, or do they sing about, I got to get mine, nobody's taking it away? No, because Hammer don't play that. What's the flavor of this? I think that's something you can look at, and it'll tell you about which way the spirit of man is moving, whether he's more towards being compassionate, exercising empathy for his brethren, or he's talking about himself and what he needs, material girl, in a material world, and so one of the things that we read is the Radiance anthology. When we did that study, it was called Special Session. We learned that as the light, see, I'm getting a whole bunch to say at one time, and I can't do it. Let me get back to this video right here. Return of the Ethereans. Now, this brother here, he's a brother that's very hard to understand. He's very, very hard to understand. All right. This brother here, he's hard to describe. Let me see. Yappa's got something. She says, okay, can you put the link up where to get that book again? Okay, it should be in my description box. This might be a video. I don't know. It might not be in there because I planned these videos out from a long time ago, and I might not have updated the description. So if it's not in the description box where you can get Radiance anthology, I better do it now, because do you see it in the description area? Yaffa? Did I put the information in the description area where you can get Radiance anthology? Do you see it there? Do you see it? Tell me if you see it. Okay, you don't see it, then I didn't put it in. All right, I better go ahead and show the sister right now because I'm going to forget. Remind me to get back to this brother here. I got to do this right now because I'm going to forget. I'm going to forget that what I was, I want to show the sister how to get Radiance anthology. I thought I updated all the descriptions, but I haven't, obviously. So let me see where. Okay, it should be in this description area. I'm sorry, brother. Bear with me. I want the sister to get. I want her to get the information on how to get Radiance anthology. So let me see. Hopefully, it won't fight with me. It'll let me do it pretty easily. Okay, Let's see. Did I put it here? Nope. It didn't let me put it there. Okay, brethren, if you would, just bear with me for a second. Anybody who's interested in getting that Radiance anthology, that's where you got to stop the video and get that information out. It should be in the description area. I thought I updated all of them, but I guess I haven't. So I got to find that. So I'm looking for a live where I put the information in the description area. Us, they're saying. So let's get that, and I'll change it after. Well, how do you like that, man? I know good and well I put that information. How do you like this, man? It's fighting me again. I put the information in the description area. Let me go find another video. Let me see. Let's try this one. YAFFA, hold on a second. Believe me, if anybody's interested in the Radiance anthology, I certainly want you to know how to get it. Oh, there we go. Good. I found one. All right. Here's the information right here, YAFFA. So make a screen, stop the video, and follow these directions. Can you see it okay, YAFFA? That's the ordering information for Radiance anthology. They send it out to you free. Big old encyclopedia looking book. Tell me when you got the information. Are you going to be able to stop the screen and get the information? Then that way I can move on with the video. Can you see it clear enough? And can you read it? Let me know if you can read it, and then I can move on. There's the ordering information for Radiance anthology. I'm going to make sure that I put it in. Okay, you got a screenshot. Okay, good enough. Good enough. All right, beautiful. Now, let me get back. Now, here, I was, after the video the other day, I got into some type of conversation with the creator about if anybody else knew about the return of the Ethereans, because what Radiance was telling us is that we're in a time now where at some point we're going to come upon Cosmin Day. That's the return of the Ethereans and angels and face-to-face meetings. That's what we're looking forward to today. That's why any of you who are in any of the rooms on Facebook where I'm a part of, I've been really, really trying to post about, please, brethren, pray for Cosmin Day. Pray for the creator to, if at all possible, the 25th of January with this alignment, that it'll mean the advent of Cosmin Day. There's no law against being able to hope, man, to hope for things. It's about time for the soul confirmations. There ain't no law against that, And so this video here is what I came across my feed after I found myself asking the creator if anybody else was talking about the return of the Ethereans. Cosmin Day. Now, this brother here, he's very unrelatable in doing his, he talks like, he's very confusing. He uses terms that I can only speak for myself. It's very hard for me to hear the creator's voice listening to this brother. It just could be that he's so far elevated that I just can't get up on that level. Or he did talk. He's just very discombobulating to me. So I'm saying this because I'm not recommending him. You can just decide for yourself. I'm sure he's a good brother, but he's not very relatable. He goes from one thing to another. He uses these words, these sci-fi words that he don't take time to break much down. But he mentioned the return of the Ethereans. And I think he draws from different spiritual sources. And so that got my attention, man, when he mentioned the Ethereans, because that's Oahspe talk. And I gave thanks to the Creator because it helped me to see that this information about the return of the Ethereans, that some people, they must know even a little bit about it. In return of the Ethereans, I'm equating that with Cosmin Day. That, brethren, that's power from on high. We read in Radiance anthology that we are to prepare for the new earth. I don't look at these things as a coincidence. And HL, there you are. I was asking for you to come around in the other video. And it happens. I don't even think I've ever seen you in the room before, but it is good to see you, man. Wow, what a trip seeing you here. Okay, so you say he follows Malachi Z. York. Okay, I've heard of him. I don't know if he's a faithist. I think that one brother used to follow him, Brother Polite, and that brother was pretty off. So I don't know who this got, whether he's a faithist or listening to this video that I got on the screen right now. I don't think he subscribes to the Oahspe. I don't know. I didn't get the impression. I couldn't really hear my father's voice. I couldn't really hear the Creator's voice listening to him talk. I couldn't hear it. It's very strange language, but his title, that's what got my attention. I want to share it with you, brethren, that Cosmin Day is power from on high, is visitation of the angels. It's a new vibration. It's a raise in our vibration. And from what I can understand, it represents spiritual power, because we read the other day about health and perfection and youthful and perfect bodies coming upon the faithists. So we just have to wait and see. But there's nothing against the law to pray and hope, man, that maybe the 25th, I'm late for the soul confirmations. Maybe. And if not, hopefully the Creator will give wisdom to somebody to explain to us what that means. I believe if we pray for Cosmin Day, they must give us some wisdom as to the nearness of it. Because if you're anything like me, man, you want to see the end of this man's kingdom, because it can't work. It can't work. He's had enough time to show himself. It can't work at all. Time for the soul confirmations. If anyone is new to my room, read the left-hand side of the screen here, okay? So you can get caught up to speed. And that's only a little portion of the whole, but it'll give you enough to let you know where we're coming from, doing what we're getting ready to do, the soul confirmations. We're creating a vortex with that. See, I'm getting ready to hit you with something. I'm getting ready to hit you, brethren, with something. Okay? I haven't hit you with what the Creator gave to me. I'm kind of teasing y'all, for dessert. I'm getting ready to get to it after the soul confirmations. And you know me, whenever the Creator gives me something, even though I'm in the power chair, I'll jump up and shout. I'll jump, man. I'll I don't handle blessings very well, because I and I'm glad, man. Anyway, let's do the soul confirmations. We're a little late for it. If you're new to the channel, read the left-hand side of the screen. And then that'll give you a little idea. It'll catch up to speed to why we're doing what we're getting ready to do. Let's do the soul confirmations. Let me see. Yesterday we did, let's see. Yesterday we did, Yesterday we did yesterday we did My Soul Expresses Divine Harmony. Okay, so today we're doing, let me get it up near the top there as best I can. Top right hand side. That's what we're doing today. Going to say that 3 times together on 3. The soul confirmation. Going to create that vortex within us and send it out into the world, to the universe. The soul confirmation for today is where it says here, I bless the organs. We're going to say this 3 times together on 3. Okay? 3 times together on 3. Ready? Begin. 1, 2, 3. I bless these organs with the love of my creator, which now flows through my soul to saturate every cell with the cleansing, healing waters of life. Again, 1, 2, 3. I bless these organs with the love of my creator, which now flows through my soul to saturate every cell with the cleansing, healings, waters of life. Again, one more time. 1, 2, 3. I bless these organs with the love of my creator, which now flows through my soul to saturate every cell with the cleansing, healing waters of life. All right. And that's it for today, brethren. January 9th, 2025, beginning of the video. That's the soul confirmation for today. We're going to come back to it. We're going to come back to it. And we're going to do it again at the end of the video. Brethren, now I want to share with you a great and incredible understanding that the look at that, SL. I see you all the time, man. That's why I was mentioning you on video the other day. You know how you keep every time, you're very active, and I appreciate you. My brother Omian, man, he's got a couple. Let me see. I've got a room. That's my room right here. There's my mom's ministry. I'm looking to connect with any brethren that wants to have who's trying to do something, man, to minister to orphans, elderly, and disabled. There's my contact information, my mom's food ministry. I will join with any brother, or if you want to make something work, or be a little fellowship, and we target people who they're in need of some charity, man. I'm a brother. I won't run. Not me. I won't run. All you got to do is contact me. And then my brother Omian, his room's on Facebook. He's got a couple of rooms. If anyone is new, you see in this video, just go to Facebook, copy and paste that into the Facebook. Let me make sure I'm broadcasting, because every time I go back and forth like this, I get this little sign that says, you make sure you're broadcasting or something. Okay, looks like I am. Okay, good. Here's my brother Omian's room. You can type his name in, and the type the name of his room with Facebook, and just ask for a friend invite, and he'll bring you in, and you can have fellowship with us. He got another room too. There's another room the brother's got, where you can send him a friend invite, and the brother will bring you into the room. You can have fellowship with us. So now I want to share with you, brethren, a great blessing I received. Great blessing. Here's my room, where another room that I have, that I closed it for a while because I got under a spirit where nobody participated, and I closed it. And then the inspiration said, you ought to open it up. Okay, thanks, Dave. Thank you, brother. So my other room, and I got frustrated, and I just ended up closing it, man. I didn't know that that's the way it is, even among faithists, that they don't participate a whole lot. They just, I don't want to sound harsh, but they just don't. I didn't know that. And it finally got revealed to me that it's not for you to make people participate. You just do what the Creator's given you to do, and you let them work out their own situation. You just step in and help out wherever you can. That's your job, Yaikwab. You just don't try to lead people. You let them worship the Creator whatever way they feel like. Okay. And so I opened it back up, and I just try to share and keep my mouth shut, and pray and hope that brethren will get a blessing, and that they'll grow and elevate in their understanding. That's what it's all about. That's the kingdom of light right there. Just leave brethren alone, man, and let them work it out themselves. You just try to step in and help out if they need you. Be a resource. See, that's faithism right there. Creator, he give you freedom. Nobody can force somebody, brother, you put the brother in a chokehold and tell him you got to do it my way. And see, that's the beauty of the creator, man. He let you go free. Creator said, no, your soul, everybody got a soul. And that's the blessing that I'm going to share with y'all. Just today, man, the creator, he showed me, and I hope I've turned the corner, man. I hope I've turned the corner in growth, and I want to share it with y'all. Basically, I was given the inspiration that your creator, the soul that you have, you brethren, the soul that you carry, that's like your child. And that's you. And I want you to look at some of the things I posted in these rooms here. And it has to do with the soul. My new understanding of the soul. I got a new understanding of it now. Let me see. SGL's got some more. He says, just keep letting yeah, that's right, brother. That's right, man. See, we're free, brethren. We're free. See, the tendency is like I was a Hebrew Israelite. And the tendency is to find something to put your brother in captivity with. That's the spirit of man. He got to put his brother in captivity somehow. He got to figure out a way. He must put his brother in captivity, man. He must say to his brother, I know more than you. You got to come to, wow, man. And the creator, now he's saying, hey, look, man, let my people go free. Just leave them alone. Let them go free. Let them worship me however they want to do it. And that's too hard for a lot of brethren to get down with. We live in a world that definitely ain't going for that, man. We live in a system where you got to, I remember what did that one brother say? Yogi, Bronze Yogi, man. I was looking at his video. He said, man, to get up high like that, you got to be corrupt. And he's right. Remember, we read in the Oahspe, it said that only, like, so far as the leaders of us, our country, the Senate, the Congress, the government, the Oahspe said only rogues will inherit your great offices. Only rogues. Now, that's pretty harsh language. That's the Oahspe practical guidebook, brother. That's the creator saying that. And that's pretty harsh language. You know what I mean? But he's telling you the truth. And then when you examine, I know a lot of you brethren ain't like me where I will examine a man. I examine myself. I'll examine a man for the purpose of validating the things that the creator be saying. And it helped me to chase the creator. When I conclude somebody's telling me the truth, all you brethren are looking for the truth, man. At our very core, we want the truth. We don't want deception, Let me I'm going to forget what I wanted, the blessing that I came under. And the blessing was the soul, the new knowledge that I had been given about the soul. It's like a little child. Your soul is like a child. You're a child. And you wouldn't let your child run, you wouldn't let it go near a hot stove. You know what I mean? You wouldn't. See, look what I got posted here. A couple of things I got here. Check out some of these verses that I got here. I'm gonna kind of break it down a little bit, because when I got the inspiration, then I started posting about what I had been given. I started posting it. All right. And these are the verses that I got led to. Now, here's one. It says, keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Okay. Now, that's a verse in the Bible. And I wrote, that should be keep thy soul. Well, the question is, how do I keep my soul? One of the ways is soul confirmations. See, the soul confirmations, that's teaching us. Soul confirmations is teaching us how to train up our soul. Now the inspiration just gave me another. I just got another verse to share. And you brethren know, I just got it right now. Train up a child in the way he shall go, and when he is old, he shall not depart from it. Just got this right now to share. Another verse from the Bible. It says, now substitute that word child with your soul. Just substitute it. Train up a soul in the way he shall go, and when he is old, he shall not depart from it. Is a verse from the Bible, which means that by guiding and teaching your soul, I'm replacing the word, with good values and morals from a young age, they're more likely to continue on that path when they grow up. Essentially, the foundation laid in childhood will influence their future choices. Now, do you see why it said Radiance Anthology? We were born into a poisonous atmosphere, because one of the big things is the wording that people use. People use, like one example is when people say good morning. Now, they don't mean anything by it. They mean well. I find myself telling people when they say that to me, hey, man, look, I know you're going to think I'm sounding kooky, but you shouldn't say that to people. And they say, why? I say, it's equivalent to saying, I hope you have a bad day. And they say, how can I? They don't know what they're saying, so you have to tell them, like, when you mourn, that's something you go to a funeral. And some people, 100% of the people I share that with, they get it and they agree with it, and they don't know what they're doing. Now, whether or not they'll subscribe to it, meaning they'll change their ways, that's another story. And some people may say, oh man, get off of it. That don't mean anything. But see, spiritual people know that words have power. And something you think is real inconsequential like that, you don't know what ramifications it could have spiritually. You don't know. It's best not to even go down that road, man. Who knows how many things that we say that we don't mean that cause negative consequences. See, the soul, it affects the soul, man. The scripture here says, train up a child. It should be your soul. The new understanding that I had got basically was saying, brethren, train your soul is trainable. Your soul is trainable, brethren. We, just like we're in this world, we've heard conversations, we've heard wordings, we've heard this language, and it's affected us. We've been affected. And English is pretty good at laying curses on people without them knowing it. I heard somebody teaching me that. I believe that. Hell is low, And so what the Creator showed me is that you have to, if you have a faulty look of your soul, then all kinds of defects follow, mental, psychological maladies follow, problems follow. That's why Radiance Anthology is said that we were born into a poisonous atmosphere, even from our youth. Now we doing things like these soul confirmations, and that's the Creator trying to tell you this is how you train up your soul. See, when we say these things right here, when we saying all these things right there, and this book is full of them. When you saying all this stuff right here, that's you training up your soul. You training up your child. See, there's another verse I posted where it says, keep your heart. Oh, there it is right there. That should be keep your soul. Keep your soul with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. See, the Creator, He telling us, see, we really, it's like now you should be able to understand when you wake up in the morning, when you're not, speak to yourself. Have you ever seen a pregnant woman? I tell you, I don't like to see pregnant women. I just don't even like to look at that. I don't know why I'm like that. I do not like to look at a pregnant woman. I'm just being honest with you. I just don't like the sight of it. But one thing I think is beautiful, man, is when they rub their stomach and they're talking to their child. I'm telling you, they know something. They know something, they know something. And the Creator, He telling us the same. See, He said, your soul, that's your child, you know. And parents are real diligent. A little child, they say, they cover their ears when there was somebody's cussing or talking vulgar. They cover their child's ears. See, we supposed to be doing the same thing. We supposed to be doing the same thing. I love what Brother Maccabee told me. He said, "Hey, man, he was talking to me about the way he work his brain, and he said when he get a thought and he didn't authorize it, he come against it right away. Like, hey, wait a minute, hey, I didn't agree to that. I don't subscribe to that. You violate my sovereignty. Where did you come from?" See, the way I took it, the brother was rebuking his soul. And it's like that lined up with the Oahspe to me. It's like the Creator, He's saying, you do the same. Look at your soul differently. That's your child. And so when your child wants to influence you a certain way, then you line it up with my word and you either accept it or reject it. So I've taken it. Actually, I've been doing it beforehand. When I came into the knowledge of the Oahspe, automatically I started. I wasn't. I'm not where I was back. I'm way more, cognizant of the importance of my soul now. Far more cognizant. But today, for me, it was groundbreaking because it's like the Creator said, your soul is like your child. And just like a parent teaches your child. Now, you, brethren, I perceive you already know this. To be honest, I count myself behind all you brethren. That you brethren are way more advanced. Really, that's how I look at y'all. I look at you brethren more as helping me than me helping you. That's how I look at y'all. You trying to help. For all I know, you brethren are Ethereans coming to bail me out. That's the way I look at y'all, for real. So that was the understanding that I got today. Look at your soul differently, man. Would you let your child go near a rattlesnake? You know what I mean? Your soul, that's the same way. That's what the Creator taught me. Start training it, man. I remember when I was younger, man. And I like to relate. I like to use earthly examples to get my point across. Or I could even say it like this. You brethren have heard stories of people who started young doing something. And then look how like one story. I mean, you I don't even need to tell you. You heard of stories where people, they started like real young. They start young and they start training their soul. It's the same way for us, man. It don't really matter when you start. We can reverse the poison that our soul has been drinking. We can reverse it, is what the creator's saying. He's saying that's why we read in Radiance anthology, hey man, start today on the new earth. What we like when we do the soul confirmations, that's really just the creator telling you, hey, this is what, let me give you an example of what to say to yourself. And then we should be able to get to a point where, all right, now I get it. I could talk to my soul on my own. See, these are just a template. See, Nazarene's got something. He said, you come a long way in a good way, Iquab. Thanks for all Jovi's doing through. Oh, brother, you bless my soul, man. You bless my soul. Thanks for telling me that. Thank you, brother. I praise Jehovah, man, for you coming in to my channel. I thank the creator, man. You bless my soul, brother, and I thank you. Yeah. But that lesson that hit me today, man, that's like a whole new world to me. That's like a whole new world, man. Because now, like when thoughts attack, if my soul let a thought get through, you know what I mean? I come against it right away. Like, hey, wait, well, hold on a second. Where did that come from? Who let that in? I didn't authorize that. Get the hell out of here. I didn't authorize that. Some parents are tough on their children. You know what I mean? I mean, I had I don't know if my brother is listening, but me and him, we know the person I'm going to talk about. The person I'm great, this was someone I grew up with. We were we were on the wrestling team together, and we were just good friends. And he ended up having a son who was the number 1 draft pick in the NFL. Not number 1, he was number 17 in the first round, right? And I talked to him, his dad, and he said, I said, man, what happened? How did you, raise your son up like that? And he basically said, man, I was hard on him. He said, I was hard. He said, I made him run off the field. I made him run on the field. He said, when he had to cut the grass, I told him, he said, I made him cut a strip. I made him cut a strip of grass. Matter of fact, it might not. I don't think it'll do any harm to show you who I'm talking about. I don't think there's any harm in showing you who I'm talking about. Talking about this man's dad right here, Jonathan Allen, Washington Redskins. So I don't think there's any harm in showing you who I'm talking about. Okay, so here's the person I'm talking about. I'm talking about his dad, right? And so, me and his dad was talking. I said, how? Because I didn't hear about his son until his son went to Alabama, right? Now that's the cream of the crop. So he was saying, he said, man, he said, when he said, you can't play, I'm not letting you play football unless you get straight A's. You got to get straight A's before I let you on the field. And so he had straight A's, right? And then he said he did things to him like when you cut the grass, I want you to cut a strip of grass, with the lawnmower, cut a strip of the glass. And then I want you on the return trip, I want you to stop and I want you to run around the block and then come back and do the next strip. And then when you finish with that strip, stop and run around the block. And then he made him do stuff like that. If he did something wrong, he had to he told me, he said some like he had to, I can't even remember. That's the one thing that he told me that I remember. And he made him do all, but it was not child abuse, because he said he asked his son. He said his son came, or Jonathan here came to him and said, "I want to play football," and his dad said, "Now, do you want to have fun, or do you want to be good?" And he said, I want to be good." And his dad, he sat him down and told him, "Do you know what that's going to take?" And then his son agreed to it. And now he's in the NFL. And he's a big star. He's injured now, and it's the same way. I'm trying to share. Is this the same way for us? The Creator, it's like he asked you, brethren, do you want to follow me? Do you want to follow me? And it's like we say, yep. Okay, I'm going to put you in the world. Now, you sure, right? And we say, yep. Yeah, I want to follow you. And he say, all right. Now you can make that equation. It's like, it's like he's saying now, here's your soul. Train it up in the way it should go. Now you judge yourself. You discipline yourself. Meaning you take authority over your soul. You train it up. And then when we do these soul confirmations, that's just ways that we can speak to our soul. See, we train in our soul. We training it up. This one the way we train it up. See, we have to talk to our soul. You see? It's up to us, man. We got to look at our soul. Is what the Creator, he's saying, look at this, you train it up. Train it up, man. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Your spirit grows by cultivation. See? Which is the practice of wisdom, truth, virtue, benevolence, and affiliation with others. And then I put a soul confirmation in there. I'm going to try to do that every day in those rooms I'm a part of. See? Your soul, it grows by cultivation. Have you ever watered a plant? You know what I mean? See, the world has had us all the way up until now. They told us this. They told our soul that. We didn't block the world because we didn't know how. Our parents didn't know how. We didn't know why. We didn't know what to do. We were like an unwalled city. And all vibrations, they were able to come in and tell us all kinds of things, the TV and showing you everything. That stuff went to our soul. And so the soul was only doing what it was trained to do, which was feed that garbage into our mind. Garbage in, garbage out, right? So now the Creator's saying, hey, take your power back. Take it back. Take it back. Here, your soul, that's your child. You know what I'm saying? Your soul, that's your child, man. Guard it. Guard your soul, for out of it are the issues of life, man. Now we know what that means. Watch what goes in, watch what goes out. Be diligent, man. You know, make it cut the grass and then run around the block and then cut another strip and then run around the block. You know, that's discipline. You know, make it run off the field, run on the field, make it shake hands, whether you win or lose, show a good attitude. You see, teach your soul, teach it, man. And see, that's when you, and then when you're old, the scripture says it shall not depart away. And then you find not like you desire to outgrow your brethren, but you certainly ain't going to be digressing. You certainly ain't. I mean, when you exercise discipline in this area, it's going to show. So that's the benefit we got being in the earth, man. You know, and when you see people in the world and they started from a young age, or just the simple fact that they kept at it, now you see the fruit they reaping, right? See, you see the fruit they reaping. They reap glory, fame, honor, riches. It's different for a faithist. So here's another verse. It says the soul may be likened to a vine. Look at this. Look at what it says. Which can be trained either upward or downward. How do you like that? You see that? How do you like that? Your soul, if you had a, see, you know what I mean? How do you like the fact that you could train? Look at her. That's in book 27, the 24th chapter, the 27th verse of the Oahspe. What's that? Book of Inspiration? See? You see what the Creator's telling you? How do you like that, man? Do you want to train yourself to be the highest Ethereum? How would you like that? You know, we can't even describe what the Ethereans move. I mean, you know, you brethren want to be one. Nirvana, you know, the Creator is saying, your soul, did you know your soul may be like, do you know your soul is likened to a vine? Did you know that? Creator said it can be trained upward or downward. See, the false gods, they done had us from when we were a child up until now, man. And they trained our soul to be worldly, to be carnal. They trained us, you know. They trained us, man. They got us, they rope-a-doped us for all these years, and we didn't know that we could take authority over our soul. We can block it, you know. We can spank it whenever it's doing things that are harmful to itself. The Creator, he said it could be likened to a vine. He said it could be trained upward or downward. See? And what do you think the world's going to train it to? You see what I mean? It's going to train your soul downward. Now, the Creator said, this is how you cultivate your soul. This is how you water it. You see, speak to it, you know? See, that's the beauty of the lesson of a woman, you know? When you speak to her lovingly, you know, that's one thing, man, I miss about relationships, man, is, you know, I mean, I never really could open up to anybody, but there were moments when I did, because I never could trust anybody. I just couldn't do it. But the few moments that I would let myself, those little moments of heaven, man, when you're with your spouse and you having an honest to goodness conversation and you let yourself out a little bit and she lets herself out a little bit and you connecting like that, man, that's one of the most beautiful things in life. You know, just nice and quiet, no music playing, just you and her talking and you being real with one another. That's one of the most beautiful things in life that I have ever experienced. And I miss it. I really miss it. But now I don't even know why. Why did I even say that? What was the point that I forgot. I know there was a point I was trying to make, but I forgot. I think it has something to do with I don't know. I forget. But the soul, it says here, it can be trained upward or downward. And it's a beautiful thing, man, to train it upward. It said, if you desire to know if a vine is up or down, look for the fruit. Talking about looking at people. He said, look to the fruit, not the fragrance. See, in other words, look to the deeds, not words. Some men pray much. Some men pray much. But as to good works, they are like a vine without fruit, but with plenty of fragrance. And that's the world. Man, I'm telling you, there are guys that sound good. They know how to talk. And then when you start looking for the fruit, like a track record of doing good and right and self-abnegation, it ain't there. It ain't there. Well, you sure do talk pretty, but where is your track record? How come I don't see a track record? You sure do smell good, but when I went to look for the fruit, I couldn't find anything. Creator says that's how you know whether or not the brother is watering. He watering his soul. The soul can be likened, it can be trained, man. It can be trained. Oh man, I'm way past the reading of the word. So let's do this one and then doggone it. I wow. Here it says, but my chosen who are their slaves, talking about faithists, are as nothing in the world, shall speak, and their word shall not be forgotten, shall write, and their book shall be a new foundation in the world. Because my hand shall be upon them. My wisdom shall come forth out of their mouths. See, brethren, there's a plan for you. He's talking to you. See? Here's another one where I was talking to AI and I asked, what is the difference between the will and the soul? And see, this is what got me started. The blessing, Creator put an inspiration in my mind. And then I asked AI, and that's what got me off and running about the difference between the soul and the spirit, you know, spirit being the will. It said in the context of Oahspe, practical guidebook to spiritual life, the will and the soul could be understood as different aspects of a person's being. The will is often associated with the conscious choices and decisions an individual makes, while the soul refers to the deeper spiritual essence of a person. The text suggests that the soul is what connects individuals to the Creator, and the spiritual realm, and the spiritual realm, and it described in various ways as embodying aspects of consciousness and identity that go beyond mere corporal existence. For instance, the will is a function of the conscious self, allowing individuals to act and make choices, whereas the soul is likened to a vine, which can be trained or influenced, see, towards higher pursuits or base desires. See, and what do you think the world is going to do with you? It's going to train you towards base desires. See, that's why you can't even watch a TV. I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm getting down on people who look at TV. I don't want to sound like that. Speak for myself. I just can't do it. It'll give me an attitude. I mean, I found myself lately taking in sports. I like to. I wouldn't even watch sport for a long time, and I decided every now and then I want to watch a sports game so I can distract my mind from, because your idle mind, that's when all the devil's playgrounds seem to want to come around, and give you all kind of thoughts. And so my thing now is to distract my mind. And I'm telling you, brethren, if you do it, you're going to find less and less regrets. I'm telling you, if you find a way to distract your mind, and reading the Creator and His Word, if you want to call that distraction, you can, but it's learning at the same time. It's also eating good soul food at the same time. But when you find a way, man, to preoccupy your mind and keep that garbage out, man, you are going to see, I'm telling you, you're going to see results. You're going to see results, man. Now, you already know that. You brother know that. I know you already know that. It says, whereas the soul is likened to a vine, which can be trained. See, you think of your soul like a young daughter, and a father is jealous towards his young daughter. You know. I mean, I don't have any children, but I can imagine that he's jealous toward, if I had a daughter. I can imagine how I would be. I wouldn't be the same Yaikwab, that's for sure. It probably would be dangerous for me. Overprotective. I had a girlfriend that had a daughter, and that daughter, she had me wrapped around her finger in 2 seconds, man. That young girl couldn't have been more than 3 or 4 years old, man, and she knew she had me. She had me, man, and I couldn't help myself, protective, overprotective. I was like a cancer, a cancer, man. You get a cancer mother, if you want to see something, put a cancer mother up against the Buffalo Bills and she'll win by 3 touchdowns. I'd put money on that. When it comes to their child, a cancer mother or father, put them up against the NFL, the Chicago Bears. That cancer mother or father will win by 3 touchdowns. I'll put money on that. A cancer mother or father, when it comes to their children. You know what I'm saying? That's when I turned into a cancer. Experiencing a woman and her child. How it rubbed off on me. But you get my point. It says, moreover, the text emphasizes that personal responsibility and the practice of good works are key to nurturing the soul, suggesting that although the will, it drives your actions. So when things get into your mind, YAFFA, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I hope that ain't true. I hope that ain't true, man. I hope that ain't true. That's a very terrible thing, man, if it's true. That's a very terrible thing, but the Creator protected you. See? The Creator protected you. Nazarene. Hey, Nazarene. What's your sign, Nazarene? He's a Cancer, watch. What's your sign, Nazarene? You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you look at the zodiac, the mothers and fathers of the zodiac are Cancers, or Cancer men and women. The grandparents are Capricorn. It's just they have that vibration on them. The Cancer is known for family and children. They're very protective, man. You leave him alone when he comes to the, telling you, man, See, oh, Nazarene, you're an Aquarius. Or you're right there on the edge. Hey, Yaffa, man, I hope that ain't true, man. I just hope, even though you're saying that, man, I hope it ain't. That's a terrible thing you're saying there. Oh, that's a very heartbreaking thing to hear something like this. See, that's the thing. That's why this world can't go on. It can't go on, man. We just can't go on, because there are children in the world like that who are in those type of situations. See? So anyway, it says the soul's growth and fulfillment are dependent on those actions being righteous and aligned with divine principles. It says in summary, the will can be considered an active force in making choices. Now, the soul of the world will influence you to the principles of the world, to money, to sex, to, the carnal flesh. And we've been subjected to that all our life. And now the creator said, here is how you reverse that effect. Now I'm going to teach you how to reverse it by teaching you how to look at your soul. I'm going to teach you how to look at your soul. And then when you get a new appreciation for your soul, then you're going to be like Nazarene here. You're going to be like Nazarene and seeing Faithist. The brother said, I do not play when it comes down to my daughters. And he's telling the truth, right? See, we're going to be a parent to our soul. So when the evil vibration come around, we're going to be ready to duke it out. A brother's going to be ready to duke it out. Hey, Yaffa, you don't have to tell your story here. You don't have to tell your story here on the chat where, if you want to come on, do you want to come on and talk about it? Here, let me put the link in the, I'm already late for the reading of the word. Do you want to come on, Yaffa, and talk about it? Because that is therapeutic. Let me put the link in the room and see what you want to do. And if you decide you want to come on and share, then you'll have the option. Just click on the link if you think about it. But I'm just trying to say, if you want to share it in the chat, that's cool. That's cool. I might not if it was me, but if you want to share about it, that's what my channel is for. If any brother or sister, you want to share your testimony or anything, that's what the channel is for. We don't always have to go into the program. I think I made my point that the creator, one thing he showed me today is to look at my soul like my daughter, like my young daughter. Look at it like my young daughter. Oh, I don't want to comment on what you shared, Yappa, but if you want to come on and talk about it, then I'd rather you say it than me comment on it, because I would hate to botch, trying to translate what you're saying here. I mean, that's your story. If you want to share it, you're more than welcome. Let me see, Sapenta Mahalia, she says, oh, you want to come on, Yappa? Okay, hold on 1 second, okay? Let me bring you on. It's good to see you. It's good to see you.
I got my bonnet on, so don't mind me.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me see. Mahalia's got something. Mahalia said, my father. Hey, Mahalia, where was your dad's sign? She said, my father was rough. I was rebellious and learned the hard way. Let me see. Mahalia's a Cancer. Mahalia's a Cancer. She said, I was rebellious. Now I can see that. Yeah, Cancer, I can see that. Because that's a sign of the child. Leo is the teenager. Cancer is the child. And they stand a chance of being more highly misunderstood than all the other zodiacs combined. Because they're already they're already mature spiritually at like young age. Like they could be emotionally mature like 11 or 12 years old. People don't understand that. So their emotions run deep, you know. All right, we got YAFFA on here. YAFFA, hey,
Hey, how's it going?
it's
Shalom.
good to see you, man. How you
Yeah,
doing? I'm so glad you're on the channel, man. That was a rough story you was telling, man.
man. It's kind of crazy because
It's better you tell it.
he
That's
just
hard to
messaged
comment
me
on something like
today.
that.
I don't. My father was in the army. He was a sergeant major in the army, and my parents got divorced when I was like 8. And I used to always wonder what it would be like when my dad was around, because he wasn't around because he was always traveling in the military. And he's 75, and I went to help take care of him. And I realized and learned that the creator did protect me, because he's a narcissist. It's awful. It was so awful. He's all about Jesus Christ, but he would ask me questions about my faith, and then he would tear me down. It was pretty. He's got a very drugged spirit. So
What was your dad's sign?
he's a Taurus.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So
He,
I
he,
realized in my primary years, him not being around was the creator saved me.
yeah, they can be pretty unfeeling, man. You know, that
And he has a
sign can
master's
be.
degree in human behavior, but he doesn't have any friends. It's sad. Like, he's not in the army anymore, and he's just on pharmaceuticals, and it's it's the God spell of. And he sits in front of the television, watches Fox. He's a boomer.
Uh-huh.
So he's just like, I don't know why you think the way you believe, and everything about Oahspe. Like, I tried to share with him, because I'm always studying. I'm always listening to something, and he would get aggravated. Why are you listening to that? He would get so mad.
Man, I don't want to sound harsh, man, but if you get a Taurus working on a lower vibration, man, they can be pretty hard to deal with
Uh,
because they're fixed. They already have a propensity. If they're working on a lower vibration, they can be
uh,
pretty they can be
Possessive and jealous and all that.
yeah. Yeah, they can be, man. They can be very unfeeling, insulting, very self-focused.
All of that. I was
Mm.
feeding him herbs and trying to help him because he has neuropathy, and he would get angry at me not giving him more meat and trying to give him better juice. It was crazy. I served him, and I tried to like be there and honor my father, but then it got to the point where he was sexually harassing me, and I just lost it. And I started rebuking him, like, just sticking up for myself. And he called the police and told them that I was armed, and they came and almost shot me. It was crazy. I opened my door, and they were standing there in the dark with 4 of them, 4 young melanated cops. And I was like, they're like, did you not hear us calling your name? And I was like, no, I didn't. I'm in my room, like. And it was so crazy. They handcuffed me and everything, and they opened my backpack up and pulled out my Oahspe. And I looked at them, and I was like, you'll never see that book again. And all their eyes got so big.
Wait,
And
wait a minute. Run that by me again. What'd you say about the Oahspe?
they looked at it, and they were like just opening it up and reading it. And I was like, take a good look at that book. And they were just looking at me. Yeah, it was like
Why were they looking at the book?
they just started going through all my stuff.
Uh-huh.
Just acting like cops. They opened up my book bag and pulled out my book. And it was like, they pulled it out. It was like slow motion, and they were just looking at it. And I was like, then they didn't arrest me. They did not arrest me, though. They ended up taking the handcuffs off, but they were going to arrest me. And So I did. It was just very strange. Like the whole scripture where it talks about father against daughter and mother against son or whatever. That one was like pretty heavy. Like Jesus is people that worship Jesus. Jesus wants us. It's like Matthew 10:34. He wants us. He wants to come kill us. It was crazy.
How long ago was that?
That happened in August.
Oh, last year?
Yeah, during the summer. And he lives in El Paso. So when I was down there, I went to JVN's grave. Like I was supposed to be there. The creator brought me there. I got to heal. I actually went through a whole bunch of healing because I used to have daddy issues. And when I really got to see how sick he is and how soulless he is, and I'm like, how did I come from him? Like I used to always get called a liar when I was a kid, or I was telling stories, or my family's always called. I've always been the black sheep. It's kind of, and I'm an adult, and he still treats me like I'm 10. It was.
You got brothers and sisters?
I have an older brother, and me and him. After all that happened, my brother was he hasn't responded to any of my dad's messages, so that's what my dad is mad about. But my brother and I, we kept in contact. I was telling him what was going on, and after that happened, my brother was like, I'm not talking to him ever again, and he cut my dad off. He's done. Like my brother was absolutely so mad at what my dad did. So
What is the lesson in all of this?
I mean, they're supposed to learn from us. He doesn't know the creator. He can't find him. His house is full of like war stuff and like all kinds of books written by people on Fox News. It was just so many false gods in there. It was disgusting. He's just lost. Like the boomers, they're done. There's not many of them that are awake. You can't wake up. You can't help everybody. That's the lesson. Can't save everybody.
Yeah, that's the thing that I keep when I read creator, keep emphasizing the condition. I mean, man, the condition of this current reality of people. I hear stuff like this, and it just confirm the things that I mean. I sometimes I think I'm an alien, man, because the stories people be telling me, man, and I haven't had anything near the problems and issues that most people I hear tell me. And I just say, man, how,
That's crazy.
I mean, where
My mom said I used to tell her that I liked my other family better when I was like 3. And
your other family?
yeah, I know I had an imaginary sister. She's like, no, you had a whole family. And then I think before I was 3, I would have a lot of experiences, and I was afraid of the dark. And there was a lot of things that they said I always told stories, like made up stuff, which whatever.
Like, what would you think the creator would say to your situation?
um
Because I don't have a clue, man. I mean, I don't understand how these things are going on in families. I
I
hear a
mean, it's
lot of it,
generational
man. And
curses. I've been thinking a lot about my ancestors. Like, I know a lot about my family history, and I have like quite extensive that goes back to at least the 1800s, or like at least 12. There's like 12 generations, so I can pinpoint like the area where I'm from, like Belgium. My family, my ancestors were involved in like the Berlin Wall. I don't know if they were the ones putting it up or the ones that were enslaved, but they're Lutheran. Like there's something going on with my ancestors, not my grandparents, like way before that I need to just really meditate on. And because I always asked and been thinking about my ancestors, and I'm been wondering, like, all right, there's got to be someone else like me in my family. I can't be the only one. Like, I don't know, it's crazy. They're all Christians. They're Lutheran. I came out of a Lutheran church. So I don't know what that means. I didn't really go to church, so I didn't get brainwashed by church. I don't know. I got some healing from it. I know that. Even though it was like I really wanted to build a relationship with my father, I can't. It's not me. It was, I had to realize that some people don't want to be happy and love the creator. They would rather just, I don't even think he realized, he doesn't even care. I don't know. It's like a reprobate mind.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
it's like, because he couldn't hear anything, and I would read out the Oahspe to him, and it wouldn't even like spark him at all. So it's,
Well, you know, I'm hearing this, and one thing I do know, this is one thing I do know, is that the creator, he can reach anybody. And not only can he's going to.
true.
And I think that people just make it harder on themselves to turn around. But people are gonna turn around. You know, I recall reading where the creator said he doesn't lose anybody. And the pity is, I think people, when they walk in and they lower vibration like that, you're going to turn around, but it's going to be, you know, remember that verse in the Oahspe where the creator said, if you don't want to turn around now, if you don't want to make the kingdom now, if you don't want to resurrect now, while you got money, which is your body, then when you born into the spirit, it's going to be 100 times harder to do what you could have done a lot easier while you had a good anchor, which
Right.
is the flesh. You remember that part?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, people, they just don't, that's the thing, man, is people, they don't know what they doing, man. They don't know what they just don't know. And then the way it work on me is it allows me to have mercy and pity on them instead of trying to take vengeance and get back at them. And
Yeah.
it teach me, hey man, you know, I pity you, man, you know, because the creator's sitting here saying that, just like when he talk about kings and tyrants, man, he says, these people, the energy you put into enslaving them, you're going to turn right around and put it into saving them. The energy you put into afflicting people, you're going to put that same energy into making it right. Now, that verse that I shared, I think all of that, it fits with that verse that people there was I forget which brother says that whatever mess you make, you got to clean it up.
Yeah, Mally.
Is that Malachi?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey man, I really believe that. You know what I'm saying? See, I think that's one thing of faith is real right off the bat, man. Spiritually, one thing I think we know is that we ultimately are going to have to make amends. I think that the blessing that we're under is we're making an appeal to be resurrected right now, to make it right now. Whereas, again, man, the world, it seems like people always have to learn when it's too late.
Mm-hmm.
That's a terrible thing, man. It's a terrible thing. It's like we always got to learn when it's too late, man. You know, I hate to say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They don't want to
Just
listen.
like Pharaoh, yeah, Nazarene. You got
Well,
some supporters in here.
yeah.
That's what this channel is for, man. You know, you can talk it out. That's therapeutic. You know, you get the support of your brethren.
Well, I mean, you know how Christianity would have it, like, oh, what did you do wrong, or why don't you honor your parents? And
Yeah, yeah.
Oahspe doesn't say it like that. I mean, I tried.
Well, again, you know, I it's like when you find out what the other side is,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the creator. That's where he, you know, where we can learn to humble ourselves. We don't need to be told, you know, pointing the finger. Well, you know, what did you do, and how come, you know, and I think once the creator tell us what's waiting, then that plays a big part in at least in my life to make me to look differently at the things that people that they do, the wrongs that are committed. Just
Right.
like just like Brother Malachi say, man, you got to pay that back, man. You know, why not do it now? Why not get started now instead of waiting until you have to be born into the spirit, where it's the creator himself said it could take hundreds or thousands of years. See? I don't know. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I'm glad I got to share because I feel like
Well,
today the energy harvesting is like it's really strong.
well, I hope that January 25th, it might not be, but man, I'm rooting so hard for Cosmin Day. That's because people are going to be made to see when faithists are raised up, and then they see the blessing that the faithists are under, and whatever blessing comes on us and the world. They always they never learn until they're on the outside looking in. But Cosmin Day seems to point to power on high, and that's like probably the only way you can reach people. People like your dad, and you know, set in their ways, no foresight, no ability to, you know, like I like to say all the time, a lot of people can't find the creator.
Mm-mm.
They really can't find him.
I've been thinking about that a lot too. Like they really cannot find him. They're looking everywhere.
Mm-hmm. That's the deception in the world, and he's right there in your soul,
Mm-hmm.
and they can't find him.
That's because they worship Jesus Christ as the creator. It's so backwards.
Hey, the beasts don't play, man. The beasts don't. I'm telling you, the beast won't. Have you ever seen an animal latch hold onto another animal?
Yeah, it's like a
And it
like
won't
a
let. It's
hippo.
the beast. The beast is the same way, man. I mean, their system has been in play for all these years. It's been engrafted into people's souls. I in dealing with I you know my family is a lot of my family is in the beast kingdom. I
Right.
remember my cousin. He told me he went to prison, and he called me. He said, "Hey man, look." He said, "Whatever you do, don't tell me to stop worshiping Jesus Christ." I said, "Man, you know, you're in prison, man. Do you think that he might have been able to keep you out of prison if he's as great as you say he is? And even though his his road has been really hard, he will not let go of that. He will not let go of that beast, that worship. And that's the whole world. So we
Mm-hmm.
really are fortunate, man. I mean, even though we go through these situations, we should just keep looking at how fortunate we are to we're able to have found the creator. And we know that in the end that the creator is going to reach everybody's going to be reached. They
That's
just
true.
don't know it.
Some
Let
of
me
them have some of them have to get put in a hell knot, and we're gonna have to come back and raise them up.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, that's what religion is. That's a knot, man. You know, see, like where we are right now, that's one of the things I've been talking about is Pluto's going into Aquarius. The light is pressing down on this reality. When the light presses down, then the darkness is getting pushed out. It's got to get pushed out. And we were reading the other day where the Ethereans, the angels are telling us that the Ethereans are going to start pressing on people's consciousness, meaning it's going to be harder to deny the creator. It's going to be very, very hard for people to deny the creator for much longer. I believe as number one, as our situation changed, the moment that Cosmic Day comes and we start coming into power and the people start seeing it, I think that's when that great cry will go up, when people will see how deceived and in darkness that they have been. I think that day is coming, man. We will see. But so far as your dad and your mom, I think that day is coming. There's a great repentance that's going to be had. Don't you believe that?
yeah.
I mean, not that you would get a kick out of,
I mean, either that or he passes and then he has to go, yeah, be raised up that way. But I did speak about the creator to him, and I did share, because he would ask me questions and I'm like, wow, this
what did he ask you?
We read the first couple pages of it
Of what?
Of Oahspe, and he would ask me questions about it. So I mean, it's hard to even share about the book because I wanted to go to JBN's grave. I was like, oh my gosh, it's 30 miles from here. Like, so I told my dad about it, and it didn't even like really comprehend with him.
Where are you at? In Texas?
I was in El Paso, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I went to JBN's gravesite. That was awesome.
So he let you talk to him, right?
He let me talk to him, but then he would get angry and be like, I worship the Lord Jesus Christ, and yeah. Just be like, man, it was.
I had, I've talked to some Tauruses. I've had some pretty good success. And me knowing their vibrations and how it's hard to explain what I'm meaning by that, but you got to, I found that, man, you got to really hit them with something they could feel. I mean, they're down to earth type of people. They're very earthly type of people. You know what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
And it's like every time I've had to deal with that type of spirit, I've always realized that you got to really hit these people with something powerful to jolt them, to even get them to consider a little bit. Because one good thing you can say about them is that when they are a fixed sign, and when they start going down the path, they're less likely than others to get off of that path.
True.
That's why it says in so far as Pluto going into Aquarius, I share that story about how I asked this lady, what does that mean? When I first heard about Pluto going into Aquarius, she said people are gonna have to move. They're gonna have to move.
Oh.
And I said, well, what does that mean? She said, I don't know. And then I come to find out later on that people was gonna have to move off of their faith, off of their religion.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it was going to be harder for certain signs than other signs. And so
yeah, we're Libra. We're pretty balanced. We go with the flow.
Well, we can yeah, like you said, we can go with it. The other signs are the
Gemini.
the the fixed signs, it's going to be this time period we're in right now. It's going to be harder on them because they're fixed personalities.
Pisces.
No. Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius. They're fixed. Those are the fixed signs. Now, the good thing is that they're least likely to change. They're stable. Once they make a decision, they usually stick with it. But if they remain in that state of unbelief, it's harder for them to get out of it because they're just so stuck. They're set in their ways so much. Huh?
They're stubborn.
Yeah, they're set in their ways. And but the creator, he can deal with them. It's just whether it's now or when they're born in the spirit, but everybody's going to be dealt with. That's for sure. So if there's any good thing, then that's it. But I remember reading where he talked about kings and queens and tyrants, and he said that the evil that they do now and ruling over people, they have to put that same energy into restoring those people. Like that one of the more famous examples in the Oahspe is Enuhaja, I think. You read the story of Enuhaja?
Mm-hmm.
Where he went off and I'm thinking of Luamong too, how he's reaping a harvest even to this day. He's been reaping a harvest. He's been reaping a harvest for like thousands of years now. And the creator says that he won't be able to elevate until every single soul that he has taken captive is raised up. And you look at the internet and you see, like you were talking about those knots. Take a look at like pictures of like when people go to Mecca. All those people, I mean, it looks like millions of people. And Christianity, when they go to the Vatican, and it's like a whole sea of people, far as the eye can see. And so they're still reaping the harvest. Luamong and Thoth and, these false gods. They still reaping the harvest. And that means that until all of these people, well, you get my point, people and even false gods, they just don't seem to have no clue what they're doing. But I don't want to be redundant, but if anything can be said that's good, your dad is going to be made to realize, and everybody like him are going to be made to realize, are going to be turned around. And the bad news is that it could take hundreds and even 1,000 years, with people that don't think about that. Let me see. Mahalia, your parents, I assume you were talking about your parents. Your dad was a Libra and your mom was a Scorpio. I'm laughing because, man, that's a tough combination, man. Air and water. Air and water are the two signs that cannot mix, man. But I don't know. I won't get started. I won't go down that road. So YAFFA, how long have you been a faithist?
I've been reading Oahspe for a little over a year, but I've been listening to Honor and Humility, which is Malachi, for like 4 or 5 years. So I kind of watched that because I really didn't go to church. I woke up in 2017 and it was like I went to church. I learned about the creator. I always call him the creator. I went to a non-denominational church because I was like, I don't want to worship. I just want to learn about the creator. And then as soon as I realized they were worshiping Jesus, I bounced. I was like, man, wait a minute, they worship Jesus here. So I realized that's what church was. They all worship Jesus. They're all Christianity. No matter,
like, how long ago did you know the creator was the creator? I mean, when did you learn the difference between the creator and God?
And that's where I learned about. I just always, once I learned the scripture that said his name was above all names, he's above God. So I was like, all right, if he's above God, then he's not he's not a Lord or a man. I figured that out when I read. Well, Lord means my Lord. It talks about a man. So
How
that
long ago was that?
like 2017.
Oh, okay. So before then you were just calling the creator God.
Yeah. But and AA, they don't worship, they don't talk about Jesus either. So when I stopped going to AA, I went to church, and then after I went,
What is AA?
Alcoholics Anonymous.
Oh, okay, so you went through that.
Yeah, I went there. My mom used to go there, and I went there, and yeah, that was kind of strange. But the creator called me.
Well, that was a church, right?
It was in the basement of the church. Creator, he called me out of that actually, because yeah, he called me
So they
out.
don't point to if I recall, they don't point to any particular god or anything, right?
No, they're Freemasons, and they worship the false gods. Yeah, I figured that out real quick, and I had a vision of like
Who did they worship? You said they were Freemasons.
yeah, Dr. Bob and Bill W. were Freemasons. They got kicked out of their lodge because they had an alcohol problem, so they started Alcoholics Anonymous. And
oh, you talking about the history of it? That's how the history of it got started.
Yep.
So Freemasons started the history of Alcoholics Anonymous.
Yep.
Anonymous.
Yep.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah.
And so their doctrine wasn't about any particular god or Lord, or it was about
about a higher power.
the unnamed God.
You're never healed. You're always, once an alcoholic, you're always an alcoholic. That you don't ever recover. You're in recovery. So
who do they pray? Who do they pray to?
They say the Lord's Prayer. I don't.
Oh, okay.
They pray to.
So they prayed the Lord's Prayer. So they were more Christian.
I guess, but they don't talk about. You can't talk about Jesus. They get mad if you bring up Jesus. So it's just God. They talk. I don't know. It's pretty much bondage. Like all they talk about is being drunk and like having. It's really crazy. Like, yeah, I had a vision. The creator showed me people sitting in a circle, and every time someone would stand up and say, "Hi, I'm an alcoholic," demons were switching their bodies. And that was before I started going to church. I was like, the hell? It was, I had a vision like that. And it was just kind of like, I was struggling about being there. And the creator was like, I don't dwell there. I don't dwell there. And I didn't even know scripture. I didn't even know any scripture. And I felt, you know how that your conscience, some words that I heard are words that I didn't use. Like I was like, what do you want me to do? And I heard seek me, and that's not like a word I use as like so he kind of pulled me out slowly, and I just always been hungry to seek him.
So you knew the difference. You knew the difference between God and the creator even before you even started going to AA?
I think so. I feel like I did. The whole Jesus thing was confusing. Because, if you don't have Jesus in your heart, then you're not saved. So to me, I always felt like an orphan. I was an orphan child of God. Like he didn't love me because, when you feel Jesus in your heart, I don't know, that was something that church, you have to speak in tongues. You have to do this, you have to do that. So I always felt like religion was very boxy. I didn't stay there long. It didn't seem lovable. Yeah. Being a faithist it feels natural. It's like it makes sense. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, you said the key word because to me, it's like a it unplugs the
what happened?
Yeah. The anointing is on the word. It's when I came into it, I got unplugged. I got unplugged from I think once I learned the about the Beast Kingdom,
Yeah.
then I really was able to get unplugged from the I'm trying to find a good word for the deception that's in the world. Once I learned that, man, I was like, that was the biggest lesson for me. I felt like I was home free because it answered when I learned about it, when I learned about Oahspe, it's like I could easily see the I don't know how to describe it. I could see that it talked about the inside of people, about what's really the spirit of man really is like, how he tends to love to shed blood. He loves the spirit of conquest. He loves to rule over his brother. He loves corruption. And I never heard anything, never read anything that is able to pinpoint the heart of man like the Oahspe did for me. I think that it's the same way really with a lot of brethren. They just tap into it. It's just you come into contact with it, and then the creator he uses it to plug you in, you know, to plug you into the truth.
Yeah. I'm grateful that the creator chose me.
But nobody can really stand up against it. That's the thing that gets my like I said, I was a Hebrew Israelite, and these were people who nobody could win a debate against. And I learned that there just ain't nothing you could do against the truth. And I never saw anybody stand up to a Hebrew Israelite in a debate and win until I seen
Cosmon.
Until I seen Selah and Cosman and Daryl and
Nally.
you know, that debate that they had. And that was a big eye opener. And how they can't see. I mean, the one big thing that they said during that debate that really got my attention was when he asked that guy, "Would you kill your son, or if God told you to?" And the guy said, "Yeah." And I said to him, I said, "Man, you mean I'm a part of these people?" You know, and even an idiot wouldn't agree to something like that, you know, if they had a child or whatever. Yet and so that was a big eye opener.
Yeah.
Because it opened my eyes up to a lot of Bible. And you know, the Bible's a pretty violent book. And you should easily let me see the difference between the gods of the Bible and the creator. Because if he subscribes to the Bible, then eventually he subscribes to his own death, his own non-existence, because that's what it's going to lead to.
Yep.
But I don't know. I you know, I hope I'm making sense, but I'm still learning.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I keep talking about Cosmin Day, that because we ain't going to reach nobody unless we bring that power, unless we exhibit power. We ain't going to reach nobody, man. I don't want to sound harsh, but you know, people ain't going to listen to our great wisdom. They got to see it. I was going to read tonight where it talked about the inanimate objects singing and dancing, and angel visitation, and the Ethereans coming talking to us face to face. The world is in such a condition, unless they see these things, they're not going to listen to us. It's a shame, ain't it?
Yeah. Social media and the internet has made people want instant gratification, so we're going to have to do something remarkable.
Well, the angels, when I was reading Special Session, when I was doing that video, they said that I showed a chart where it said that from now on, there's going to be a steady increase in the light. It's going to be a steady increase now. And it didn't even show any wars or global conflicts or anything like that. The chart that I showed, it showed a steady increase. I think what it was saying is that the light, the wisdom, and I think it's the wisdom of the Ethereans and the righteous angels is just going to elevate so far that it's going to put out the darkness as people see the increase in the kingdom of light. Because that chart that I showed, it showed that there was no like world global conflicts even past the harvest of 2049. There's not going to be like, nowadays people, they talk a lot about World War III and, we're on the verge and any day now, any minute, this country and that country, they, at odds with one another. But that chart that we saw, it said that no, it's just going to be a steady, because the chart that I showed, it showed a dip. It was like a graph, like if you looked at the stock market chart, how it goes up and down. And the graph that I showed, the chart that I showed, when it showed the period of World War I, it went down below the median line. And then when it showed World War II, it went even further down below the median line. And after World War II, you don't see the chart go below the median line. It makes a dip, but it doesn't go below the median line. It just keeps going. It goes up, and then I think it goes down a little bit. And then when you get to our period of time, it starts to go up like from 2020 till even past the harvest of 2049, just continues to go up. So I think it's talking about an increase in I think it's our frequency. So I don't know. I could be wrong. There could be some type of global conflagrations or something, but I think that our frequency level, that chart that I was showing on that video, is saying our frequency level is going to be on the rise. And that will be the second at some point. Cosmic Day will be when our frequency is raised to such a level that the world won't be able to deny the works of the Creator and who the children of the Creator are. So, still there, Alpha? I lost your
I'm still
video.
here.
Okay. But I'm gonna go ahead and close it down unless you got anything you want to say. It's about time for me to shut the video down. And but you want to share anything else?
I'm glad that you let me on, so I got to share. So I feel better.
Well, I'm not really a good interviewer, and
well, this is my first live, so it's good.
Well,
Peter told me
I'm trying to encourage brethren to come on like this, and I know the brethren here in the chat that I know they can have a better back and forth, more entertaining, more penetrating questions, and more therapeutic questions. But it's good to be able, man, to talk even a little about things you're going through. You can keep coming on and doing it, and as people do that, I'll get better to flesh out some things that'll help us all understand better and to share what I think the Creator, give the Creator a chance to work through both of us, to speak through both of us, by us talking to one another, we can speak to other people too, because we all going through
something in Oahspe about some of the things that I've been going through too. So the Creator will he'll show me, or he'll show you, and you'll be able to be like, look, Yaffa, look what I found.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I can testify, man, that the more you see, it's like I'm totally tapped. I'm totally in my element with the Oahspe. I mean, it took me it was hard getting here, man, but I had to. I guess I've been beat up like you've been beat up. I think we all got to be beat up, man.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree with that? I mean, It's like In this reality, you don't. I mean, you don't just waltz into the kingdom of light or to attune to the creator's voice, man. It's like you got to be beat up, man. Get yourself humbled, and then you're ready for the creator to share with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree.
It's I mean, I can see the wisdom in it because men are proud, man. I mean, men are proud. Ooh, man, we live in a proud, and it's getting worse. It's like people have been really conditioned to freeze out the creator, not, see him, not, one lesson I learned when I came into this. One little lesson I learned that helped me see the world is like when you look at sports, how they really, what's a good word for glorify themselves? And that type of stuff, it rubs off on people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They do something and they beat their chests or they point to themselves or they acknowledge themselves, and it may seem innocent, but it all go back to that part we read in Radiance anthology where it says we were born into a poisonous atmosphere. That type of stuff affect you. The creator, he basically tells you that he wants you to take on a benevolent being, to take on the mind of serving brethren instead of ruling over them. And that's a little hard for people who've been conditioned to be the other way to do. That's the battle we up against.
Yeah.
Competition.
People are always competing.
Yeah, we in a system, the Capricorn system, where you compete with your brethren for the Earth's resources.
Yeah.
So we've been beat up in more ways than one. Living in the system where people who make it, I'll never forget with Bronze Yogi. Hey, Chuck, that's my brother. Hey, bro, how you doing? You checking in just when I'm getting ready to check out. I'm talking to my sister here. That's my brother, YAFFA, my flesh and blood brother.
Oh.
So it's like all of us in one way or another, we have been beat up, whether we realize it or not, because we're in a system that's calling us. You get to a point, it's telling you to change to what you've naturally been for years and years. And that is basically selfish. All you know is your own mind, your own feelings. You're used to it. We live in a system where it glorifies, it tells you to get what you can get for yourself and to be selfish like that. And people who make it in this system, they get glorified. And Bronze Yogi, he said, man, in order to get to that level, in order to get to the top in this society, man, you got to be corrupt. Oh, let me see. My brother, he said something. Yeah, but bro, her birthday was the 6th. Oh, this might be embarrassing because he's going to say, nope, it was today. Bro, her birthday was January 6th, wasn't it? I acknowledged mom's birthday on the 6th of January. He'll say, bro, her birthday was today. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I did acknowledge it. Yeah. So what do you think, Yappa? Does that make any sense to you that it's a trip, man? It's like our reality, our experience on the earth from the jump, man. The false gods, they had a crack at us. They had all this time, man, to seal us, to make us subscribe to the beast kingdom. And the power of the creator, some of us, we only get a little taste and we break ranks with the beast kingdom right away.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Some brethren get a taste of the Oahspe after a week or a day, and they break ranks with the beast kingdom right away.
Yeah.
You know, that's the power of it. After a lifetime of being ministered to, being, you know, we read earlier, I was showing the where words, you know, they can have a vibration, and we in the system where the English language, it can naturally curse you, the English language, you know. And so we it's a miracle, man. It's like now the time has come where the creator is saying, okay, you've been in that long enough. Time for you to come out of it. It's time for the kingdom. And I've been seeing some videos where people are, I don't give them much creed, but they talked about 2025 and they talked about things I don't have a clue about, you know, but these planetary alignments and these numbers, which I was never good at, and how the energies of this year, you know, it's like they're screaming about it, you know. Are you into that type of thing? The cosmological, astrological.
I'm not really into it. I had a friend read my chart. She's all into it. She said I was like a triple Libra, which is like really rare. Quadruple Libra or something. All my moon, every sign is in Libra. She was like, "Oh my gosh, you should be a leader." I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. It sounds."
Yeah, they're initiators, you know, and like Cancers, Libras, Capricorn, and Aries are, they like initiate. They get things. They get the party started, so to speak, one way or another. There's or at least they're supposed to. That's what it says. But I think what I was asking is, do you listen to people who talk about, they foretell, like, you know, things based on what they see, planetary alignments and the stars and the constellations? You ever listen to that stuff and try to? Yeah, it's not for everybody, you know, but I think that the creator, that he does use those things to foretell for, you know,
I
to
like to go
help us.
outside and look at the stars myself, and I mean, you can see them move. They don't even look the same anymore. They change colors. They bounce all in one area. A star is magnificent. Venus almost looks 3D, like it has a tail, and the stars look, you can't even take pictures of them though. The camera does not justify it, but they look very magnificent in the sky these days.
I mean, I can't get into that type of stuff unless it's prophesying, you know.
Right.
I have to,
I'm
you
just
know,
trying
I'm
to learn about
biased.
cosmogony in Oahspe. Like, I think I've just been, most of my studies has been around the moon and just learning, just reading.
Now, see, let me stop you real quick, because now the distance of the moon to the Earth. Do you think that prophesies something? Does that tell you something, like the time we're headed for, or something?
I'm not sure. Does
Because
Oahspe talk
I
about that?
I haven't really gotten into cosmogony and prophecy yet. I know I'm headed in that direction where I'm going to. I'm not there yet. I don't feel a burden to get into that yet, but I know I'm going. I know I'm going to head in that direction because I want to know what's coming. I want to. I just, you know, I want to try to find out when our day will come.
Right.
You know what I mean? When our kingdom will get here, where we're at, and I know that when you're under that type of influence, inspiration, creator is going to give it to you. I firmly believe he's going to give you the knowledge that you're looking for if you stick with it.
Right.
I was reading the other day in Radiance anthology where it said that the angels were saying we are approaching Dabis, Dabis.
Yeah, I heard that.
Did you remember that?
Yep.
And it has something to do with abracadabra.
Yes.
Did you remember that?
I remember that, and I already know about abracadabra, and hocus pocus, and all those magical words that the magician used to use that we learned from like a magic show. Most of those are words that have to do with something with the creator.
I know, ain't that a trip though? There was some type of power behind that word.
Yep.
I read that the ancients, they used to say that word to heal people.
Yeah, and seal a covenant, like abracadabra means.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah. So nowadays you say that word, it's a joke, you know.
It used to be on like Sesame Street and stuff like
yeah. Well, here go another one. I posted something in my room or in the Facebook rooms. Remember that old McDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why, but the other day I heard someone singing that and it stuck in my mind. And I think because it says E-I-E-I-O,
right,
you know, and Eoi, you know, that's Oahspe.
Yeah.
So now it had me thinking, well, what the hell is this? You know, what is it saying? You know, it probably is some profound, you know, I don't want to sound like any Oahspe says that it talks about people making a big deal out of a leaf falling to the ground, you know, making something out of nothing. But I just thought it was interesting that that is a children's poem, and it would mention Eoi. I just find that that's beyond the realm of coincidence. That, you know what I mean? I mean, so it had me wondering, what's there? What's this all about? What's the secret behind this? You know.
Well, but, like the magician, like he would wave his wand and say Allah. Like I think it was it was Sesame Street, that little Count Dracula. He would say Allah, peanut butter, jelly, and sandwiches. Like the Allah was like those little words that they use. They all have meaning.
See, you know what? I think that when Cosmin Day comes, I think we're going to get knowledge, because I think that healing, we're going to be able to do healing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Because when you read, I mean, I'm telling you, man, you know, the creator, he said it's a secret day. Up until now, he's kept it secret. He said he wanted us to commemorate it, but it's a day that he hasn't revealed yet, but it sounds like the day of our power.
Right.
You know, and it comes over the whole world. When like what it says in Jovi's Kingdom, you know, with the chairs singing and dancing, and how the second resurrection is global. It comes to people all over the world, and it coincides with the new earth.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that Cosmin Day, it represents, among other things, an increase in our frequency. And if you look at social media, you can already see that there is a increase in, I would say, an increase in people talking about extraterrestrial things. I don't know if you can see that, but I think it points to a raising of our consciousness. But Cosmin Day, I think it represents when the faithists will be gifted with a power from on high, to where we can not only speak, we can do. I don't know if that make any sense. I hope it does, but let me see. Mahali, she's got something. She says, in my view, one must be searching for the creator to find him. When one is steady, when one is steady searching for truth. I was never fully indoctrinated. I always had questions. Yeah, I think that I agree with that. That you got to be looking I think that's one.
My favorite book in the Bible was Jeremiah. And when I learned, like, Jeremiah 16:19 talks about the Gentiles inherited lies that profit nothing but vanity. That was the scripture that I stood on. Like, I wanted to know what lies that we inherited. That was the first question I asked the creator. It was like, all right, there's lies. I want to know where they're at. He started showing me the lies first, and then I had to seek the truth.
Name some.
I mean, just the name, like the name of Jesus, just the Hebrew language, all of it coming out of Christianity and going into like learning about the Torah and then learning about how that was corrupt, like the lies that were written in the Bible. Like, I didn't want to follow stuff. I never was into Paul, and I just felt like the New Testament was just, I'm like, well, if the Council of Nicaea rewrote it, why are we following this? Like, I didn't understand why Christianity was following the lies.
Yeah, I like that point. That's why I think the Oahspe, it showed me. I mean, you said something. The Bible, it leave you hanging.
Mm-hmm.
It leave you hanging, man. You know,
You gotta
and then
search.
the Oahspe is what plugs it. It is what fills in the cracks.
Yeah, it cracks the codes. Like, it decodes
Yeah,
the Bible. It's so satisfying too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The Oahspe is what fills in the cracks. I mean, again, I had to go back, man. It's like, oh, you know, I was a Hebrew Israelite, and I used to chase people down in the street, you know, because I would chase Jesuits. I remember one time I was over there in San Francisco, and I saw a Russian Orthodox priest. I chased him down. You know, I was like a dog. You know, when his tail was wagging. You know, he
yeah,
was, but I wasn't happy. I was doing it to crush people. You
yeah,
know, and cause we could. You know, I drove from California to New York so I could, you know, I could go to school so I could learn how to crush people even more, you know. And you know, I don't mean to sound redundant, but I never saw an Israelite get crushed until they came up against the Oahspe. And then on top of that, how easily they were crushed.
yeah. The Battle of the Holy Books. Like, you literally saw their God get punched in the mouth. Like,
Yeah. And then
I
I'd only been looking at the Oahspe for a couple of weeks. And then I thought I had the wrong idea. I had the wrong idea because I thought I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna convert everybody now. So I used to be in camp, and then I went down to where the camp brethren I used to have camp with. I went down there,
yeah,
and they, of course, didn't receive it. And then they called themselves going to have a big council and deal with me. So they called me one day. And I had only been in this in the Oahspe for a couple of weeks, you know, and I don't know how to sound. I don't want to sound proud, but the creator just destroyed them, you know, to where they had to get me off the phone, and I was trying to stay on the phone, you know, because they couldn't answer. I mean, just that one little simple, you know, I was sticking to the issue of, well, you know, I was talking to the brethren about you know, killing children, women, babies, and if they really subscribe to that, you know. And the Oahspe, it puts you. It made me put them in a difficult position. But then instead of them saying, "Hey, you know what, man, we got to look at this. We got to look at what you're saying, man, because it don't make no sense, man, that he tells us, you know, not to kill, and then we go out and we murder, and you know, I was pointing out contradictions that we had not dealt with before, and the Creator, he let me do that, and how they couldn't, and they just could not deal with it. I mean, they had their great leaders on the phone with me, you know, and he saw that he was in a bad position. And so his mind was get him off the phone, because there were other people on there.
yeah,
And so once the Creator show you that type of power, over who up until that point were the greatest people of all. I mean, so far as you just couldn't beat these guys when you talk about the Bible, and then to see them get destroyed like that, it was nothing short of a miracle, really. I'll never forget it. So the
Yeah,
creator is just he's able to show you that you should be able to hear his wisdom. You should be able to hear it, man. You know, and
that's
it
right.
should break you. It should break you, but it won't break some people. Some people, they ain't gonna, I'm telling you, they ain't gonna break, man. You know,
A lot of people feel like they've arrived to the grand sum total of truth and they
I
don't
know,
have anything else to learn. Like they
I
don't want to
know.
keep learning.
Some brethren, another thing I noticed talking about the Hebrew Israelites, they feel like they put in so much work that they can't throw it away.
Yeah. I was dating someone when I first came into Oahspe, and he used to teach the ancient Hebrew, the alphabet, and we broke up. He was like, everything I've ever believed in, you've destroyed it all. Because I was
Yeah,
like, oh my gosh, look at this information. Like, because we read the Gospel of the Nazarenes. He used to listen to Mally. Everything was good until it was something about Oahspe, and he was like, that's too much. I don't.
yeah,
I can't. You just took everything I ever was teaching and you just destroyed
yeah.
it.
It's hard, man. I'm telling you, it's hard when you build up something for so long. You build up something for so long, and then somebody come along, and in less than 5 minutes, they destroy everything you built up for 15, 20 years.
Yep.
You know, and that's, coming out of the Hebrew Israelites, that's exactly the case. That's why a lot of brethren, they can't break because they got power, they got authority. You give a man a kingdom, even if it's 4 or 5 brethren, he protects it like his firstborn.
Yeah.
He won't, and that's one thing the creator, he opened up to me, is the heart of man. He loves vainglory.
Every
He
time I
loves,
tried to gather with some Messianic Torah keepers or people that I was trying to gather with, they always wanted to slaughter the lamb during Passover, and I actually got kicked out of 2 groups because I was against that. I would
uh-huh.
I just was every group wanted to do that. I couldn't find a group that didn't want to kill an animal and stick it on an altar. It was pretty sad. I never wanted to do that.
And it only makes sense, man. See, that's the thing. People, we've been taught, man, we want somebody else to do the work, either man or animal.
Yeah.
We want somebody else to do the work, man. I don't want, see, but the Oahspe, that's one thing, that's why it's not for everybody, because the creator says you do the work.
You're accountable.
Yeah, if you want to get up on this mountain that I'm promising you, that you're gonna reach anyway. One by hook or by crook, you're going to ascend. Everybody. It's just when you're gonna ascend, but you're gonna ascend, man. You know, the creator says either you're gonna do it now, or I'm gonna wait you out. I'm gonna just wait you out, man, until you get tired of yourself. Until you start screaming. Remember in the Oahspe, it said that, I forget who it was, either the angels or whoever that cross over and they get their own little dominion, even in atmosphere. And then it's like the creator says, all right, I'm gonna just wait you out, man, until you're going to, at some point, you're going to scream for elevation and something better. The Oahspe, it says that. Did you know that?
Yeah.
So you read it. So that's the creator's motive. That's his whole agenda right there. That's the big picture right there. One way or another, you're gonna ascend. Now you can do it now, where you take on your worst enemy, which is yourself, so that you can land in your highest. When you're born into your spirit, you can land in your highest wherever you go, which is the objective of all of us. All of us want to land and the third resurrection, if possible, Etheria, Nirvana, or we want to land way up there. We don't want to start in hell, then the first resurrection and the second and we want to land way up there. We got to be alive. So he one way or another.
That's right.
One way or another, man.
I always have dreams that I fly, so I feel like I am gonna be pretty high up there. I already be flying.
Well, I'm rooting for you, man. For you to be able to receive this word. I mean, that's a big, big blessing right there for any of us.
It really is.
I'm telling you, man, there ain't nothing else in the world. There's nothing. There's nothing else. It's kind of scary too, because the Oahspe, it makes the world a small place in the sense that there's not that many options for. In our reality, people go after, in capitalism, the whole focus is to get as much as you can for yourself, bless yourself as much as possible, live in luxury, live in materialism, live in ego. And that's about as high as you can get in this reality. And then you read, the Creator says, if that's just a little crumb to what my children are going to enjoy. There's that one verse that, who is it? I think it's Daryl Cosman, that he likes to talk about until you've created a son or something like that. You remember that?
I don't know.
He says, it says in Oahspe, it says something like, until you created a sun or a moon, you haven't reached half your potential.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You remember that? You don't remember that?
I know. I always feel too. I know Oahspe says we're going to become goddesses and.
See, that's what I'm saying. I'm sorry. I keep interrupting. Go ahead.
We get our own planet. We'll be able to
yeah. But I don't know. I'm with Mahalia when she's. It's something about that. How do you say this? I believe it, but help me out. What am I getting ready to say, Yappa? I don't know if I care that much about it. You know what I mean?
About what? You lost.
This ain't going to sound right. I don't know if I care that much about power and authority, and
No, I'm not one that wants to be.
I'm not saying you are. I don't see. That's why I didn't want to. I was struggling with. I don't want to make it sound like
they say that we want to be leaders, and I don't feel like I ever. That's not my goal to be a leader. I like to just fit in and be part of. I don't want to be a leader.
See, okay, maybe you can help me out, man. I want to be a Libra.
I thought you are a Libra.
I am, but that means in the spiritual, man, when I'm born in the spirit, I want to go lay down and go to sleep somewhere. I just want him to say, well done, thou good and faithful servant, and point me to a cloud, man, and say, all right, as long as you want, Yaakov. I know Libras are lazy, like to be lazy. Go and lay on it, till your heart's content.
He wants us to go to school. Like, I used to hate school, and I used to be like, man, I can't wait till I'm dead and I don't have to go to school anymore. And then when I learned in Oahspe, I'm like, oh man, it's all about school. Like,
it don't end, man. That's when I read that part. I said, oh damn,
I was really happy. Like, I went to massage school, so I didn't have to learn math. I was like, man, school is break school. I can't wait to be done with this. No, you're never gonna be done. I just laughed.
I know, man. I remember reading that. I said, oh no, but it's a good. See, what we don't know is, like, Okay, now I'm gonna be kooky again. I got this weakness of being kooky. I'm gonna use now. I was like you. I'm with you, man. I did not like school. Oh, I hate it. Oh man, and I used to think, man, I ain't never getting out of here. I'm gonna
I
be
think
here forever, man. I'm never gonna get
indoctrination.
out.
Yeah.
And then one day I was sitting in history class, and the school cheerleader walked in and sat down right beside me, right, and I was terrified, man. And but I wanted to go to school then. See, then I wanted to go to school now. And I never talked to her until like the last. I was too afraid to talk to her, and I think she might have been the same towards me. And then the last couple of months of the year, we became like tight buddies. And so now I said that because I imagine all kinds of cheerleaders around me in the atmosphere. We going to school to learn, the things they say that you got to start learning. I got all kinds of cheerleaders. Now I'm just being kooky, you know what I mean? But I'm trying to say that we don't know what the glory is. See, but we got to believe it when the Creator. See, you've heard accounts of people crossing over, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them I heard, they don't want to come back here.
I feel like I didn't want to come back.
Oh, you mean you crossed over too?
I don't know. I feel like when I was, I have a lot of memories before I was like 3, and I feel like for a long time I felt like I wasn't supposed to be here. Like what? Yeah, my mom said I would tell her that I was not, that I didn't like that family. Like I wanted to go back to my other family. She was scared of me. She didn't know what to do.
Wow, really? You mean you wanted to go back to your spiritual family?
I'm not sure. Maybe I don't know, because we were taught reincarnation isn't real, but I think, who knows? Like,
yeah, that's right. But I now do I remember? I mean, have I heard people Faithist say that? Have I heard Faithist? I mean, why did I ask that question? Because do Faithists have knowledge of the spiritual? Do they have empirical knowledge of the spiritual? So. Some brother, like we got a brother in here, Dave. He goes to Yatante every now and then. You know what Yatante is?
No.
That's a spirit. He leaves his body.
Oh, astral plane, astral projection.
Yeah, and the Oahspe said you can do that. Did you know that?
I've been looking into different herbs that help you dream lucid dreams. So I want to get there too, because I know when I dream, I fly. I always dream. So, and I'll wake up happy, like.
Yeah. Now I flew once. I know the feeling. I flew one. I think maybe once or twice in my life. But my mind is, man, when I leave, I don't want to come back here.
I hear you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to go somewhere, go to glory and then, no, I don't want to go back, and no, man, I just wanted to be, I'm here. Okay, you got me. Okay, let me redeem the time. And then, but when it's time, it's just like that guy in the Oahspe. You remember that guy in the Oahspe? You remember him? And I think it's the Book of Tay. Yeah. You remember that guy?
Mm-hmm.
You remember that guy he came to? He said, Tay said, he said, man, you're a great man. Let me make you a leader. You remember? He said, you're a great guy, because he was asking the guy, he said, do you want silver or gold? And the guy said, nope. Let me just go where I'm needed and let me work and do the best I can. He said, I'm going to make you the president. The guy said, no. Nope. When my time is up, just let me go. you know. And
Yeah.
I said, man, oh, I love this dude, man. That was me. I know it was. He said, nope, nope. Let me just do my time, and when it's up, just let me go. I don't want nobody trying to call me back here. But I feel that way. You know, I believe that the glory to come for us, brethren. I I uh I just think you can't describe. I believe that. I believe that type of stuff. You know what I mean? To where
Yeah.
we're gonna want to go to school. Can you imagine if
Yes.
all of us was in a? If do you? Can you imagine if all of us went to a church together? All
Oh
us brethren
man,
here.
that would be so much fun.
That we who would be able to take that energy?
Oh
Not
my
it would be good not to have me there because, and I joked about this before. I'll go crazy. You know, I would be hugging brethren and breaking their backs. You know, I would be chasing. I would chase Mahal down. you know, so happy to see him. Elijah, run! Here come Yaquab. I would be beside myself. I think that's the way our fellowship is. You know what I mean? I think that that's our. I think that that is the kingdom of. That's the light kingdom right there. I
Yeah.
think it's sincerity. I think it's truth. I think it's everything we've been looking for. Now I really believe that. You know.
Do you ever join the conference calls with the faithists, the elders?
Yeah, I'm always. Or wait a
Yeah.
minute.
It was
I, I
last.
I'm part Wednesday. I'm part of a Wednesday study. Is that what you're
Yeah.
talking about?
Wednesday night and Saturday
Do
night.
you go there?
So sometimes I haven't been able to. I forgot last night, but I'm going to next week.
Yeah, I go there all the time.
Yeah, I really enjoy that. Like I went to like the
You mean
first.
Dr. Kendall? Dr. Kendall?
I don't know.
Dr. Kendall's study?
Joan. No.
Yeah, Greer,
Oh
Joan
yeah.
Greer.
They hit
Yeah.
a they hit a gong and they do like a bunch of prayers.
Oh no, no. Oh,
Oh.
you're talking about the healing basket.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I like
you like that? The healing basket?
I like them people. I like them faithists. They're
See, I'm not on that level yet on the healing basket. I don't go to the healing basket. When I find out it's the healing basket, then I check out. I'm not there yet. I'm
I
trying
mean,
to
it's
get there.
okay. It's different, you know.
Yeah.
uh,
It's a really spiritual, type. I'm not there. It's something about it. I can't do that yet. I'm headed there. I like the lesson study. I like the word.
yeah.
You know, so I'm not there yet. I'm gonna get there, but I'm not there right now. I think what I need is I don't want to, you know, I want someone to testify. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like we had the healing basket last week, and then this brother was healed, or that sister. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a little redundant, but
I
it's
want to hear. I want that type of you know test. I want
you
that
want the power.
testimony. Yeah, I'm like you, right? We want. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
We want the power, man. Let's not kid ourselves. We want the power. Hey, if the creator is promising it to us, then
Mhm.
accept it. you know, I mean, when in this reality, don't the parents give their kids the best they can? Why is it different for us? You see what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I have to say again, I just want to be in the kingdom of light, man. I don't have to be, I just don't want to be in the kingdom of man with all his imbalance, with all this bloodshed, with all this chaos, with all of his fraud and corruption. I'm sick of it. I'm done with that, man.
Yeah.
If you could point me to a place where I can lay down on a cloud or go to school with a bunch of cheerleaders, then I'll go for that. I don't have to rule over anybody. I don't have to be greater than anybody. I feel like I learned my lesson, you know.
Mhm.
I feel okay. I seen his kingdom. You know, I hope I learned my lesson, man. You know, the creator says, no, it's way greater than that, man. He says, I'm gonna. You see that planet over there? You're gonna run it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now he said it, not me,
Yep.
and I believe it. You believe it too, don't you?
I do believe it. I actually don't believe it. I know it. Like,
Yeah. That's
I'm my planet. I already been thinking about like it's gonna be covered with flowers like everywhere. I've already been thinking about how my planet is gonna be run. I'm not even.
You know what? That's kind of scary to me, man. You know,
I mean, I don't know if you can run it any way that like just peace and
I mean, I'd
love.
like to be like Frag and Patty, you know, you know, or one of them, but not try to, what's a good word for dominate people? Because it seemed like even false gods, even the gods, they fall.
Oh
Some
yeah,
of,
after a while, Louis
you know
going
what I mean?
down. He's next. He's down. Lumos,
Yeah, yeah. He's
man.
his kingdom. Yeah, you can see it, can't you?
Oh,
You are you geopolitical any kind of way?
I don't. What does that mean? Geopolitical?
Do you keep up with political events of the world?
No, not really. I don't really watch the news and stuff. But I've had someone like put a contract in front of me and wanted me to sign it, and it was all about like Jesus Christ and Louis. I was like, oh my god, he wanted me to bow down to Louis. I was like, absolutely.
What for? What for?
Just yeah.
Oh, some salacious.
Something like that. I'm like, let me
Oh,
read that first.
well, say no more. Then I hear you.
But just like the wording in it, I was just like, oh my god, they worship Lumang and they don't even know it. Like,
Well, you hear the stars talk about that all the time. Am I right?
yeah,
Can't sell your soul.
yeah,
So I ain't surprised about that at all. You know.
yeah.
All right, sis.
All right,
Well, you
yeah,
really bless. I enjoyed talking to you, man. You blessed my soul.
oh,
I'm
thanks.
glad you came. I hope you do it more often. I hope that I this is what I had in mind when I started this channel is I want to make it to where we could just get on and talk to one another.
Yeah, we
You
should do
know,
it more often.
I mean, I envision like 10 or 12 people all at the same time, and we just, we can because talking it is therapeutic.
Yeah, it's good for
You
my
know,
first time too, because the creator's been telling me to start doing it, and I'm like,
yeah,
I
you
don't
do
want to do that.
you did good.
Thanks.
Have you ever thought about having a channel of your own?
No, maybe.
Why not?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it.
Uh huh. Well, if you want, you could be my sidekick, and help me run this channel.
Yeah,
Actually,
I've been watching you for a while. I've been watching the old ones too that you put up.
everybody here is like my sidekick, because really it's all of our channel. I just have it so that, and I believe one day, see, I think that Cosmin Day is right around the corner. You know what I mean? No, I believe that it's right around the corner. Creator said he kept the secret from us. You remember that verse, right? In
Yeah.
Inspiration, chapter 8. I think it's chapter 8. He said that he kept that day secret from us. See? But when you look around and you see the confluence of events in the world, hey, you got to think something, man. Especially.
I mean, and the Bible says, "Oh, we don't know the time or the hour,"
Oh, of
but
course
we'll
they would
keep
tell us
talking
that, and we
about it.
don't right now. We don't right now.
Right.
We don't. But we will. Well, whether we will find. See, I don't know. You know what I mean? I think that we know that it's on the horizon, and I think that we supposed to watch so that we can have some sort of idea of how near we are to it actually happening.
We have to watch and see with we have to observe with
I
our own
think that I
eyes.
think that I think that we can learn something. You know what I mean? I'm hoping that a brother or sister will get a word.
Well,
You know?
Selah, he wrote a book about the timeline of prophecy, and he's getting ready to do an update on it. And
Oh, okay. Okay.
I enjoy the way they teach. The timeline that he lays out it's perfect.
I think that see, that's the thing right there too. I think that's why I asked you earlier. I think the creator, he gave me something, and because I didn't pick up on it, he just it went out of my my mind. And I think see, that's why I asked you when you first came on. I think that what he gave me is the distance of the moon. The distance of the moon, it predicts events, is what I was given. And I can't you know what I mean? I don't have the desire to start going down cosmogony and prophecy. Yeah, I'm gonna get it though. I know that I'm gonna get some understanding, but I just don't have that desire right now to went in one ear and out the other. But I was given that thought, like the distance of the moon, and it has something to do with events and cycles on the earth or something like that. But I wasn't interested, and I let it go. But I so I took that to mean that maybe some brother or sister will get I have to believe we're going to get a warning. What do you think? For Cosmin Day, do you think we'll get a warning like a month in advance, or you know what I mean, 2 months? Or
I'm not sure. I mean, we'd have to be some kind of warning to be prepared. Maybe.
But see, we can prepare right now, aren't we?
Yes.
I mean, I think that the soul confirmations is one which I forgot to do. I forgot to do the soul confirmations, but I think that's one of the ways that we're I think, you know, or I pray that the creator is going to use this channel to, and I hope the other brethren catch on too. I hope they catch on where about the soul and how we can help to empower our soul. Because I look at now, I think we're getting prepared. I hope the creator uses my channel to help us learn how to prepare, to get prepared. Like in the Bible says, prepare ye the way of the Lord.
Oh, Malachi said today, you know, you don't go on a trip and you don't have an itinerary. Like, you don't know what you're doing. So that actually
so that makes sense.
Exactly. It makes perfect sense.
That makes sense. The creator, he don't seem to strike me as he do, you know, haphazardly. You know what I mean? Where he just capriciously does things. You know what I mean?
I mean, think about it. When they built the boats, you know, it wasn't just Noah building one boat. It was 5 of them. They built them boats probably pretty fast.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when I think of the creator, man, I don't see him doing things all spur of the moment.
No.
You know what I mean?
He already knows the outcome of everything.
And so I think he will give us warning.
True.
Or he'll let us know how to prepare ourselves. And I hope he uses this channel to help us to learn how to prepare ourselves. I think that the soul confirmations is just one way.
Me too. I like
because I do know this. What we read the other day, in Radiance anthology, do you know a lot of people are going to be left out of the new earth? Did you know that?
Mm-mm.
Matter of fact, you know what it said? It said millions of people are not going to be left out of the new earth. Did you know that? It said that they were going to have to be people because the new vibration, it ain't going to feed the old vibration. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the Capricorn system, it ain't going to be fed by the Aquarian system. Can you do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Am I you know what the Capricorn system is, right? The Capricorn system is more like me, me, me. Well, if you know anything about astrology and the zodiac, I mean,
Capricorns are pretty much they're focused in business, and
yeah, yeah,
they'll
yeah,
use
yeah,
you to get
yeah,
what they need. They're users.
yeah. They're good. They're good at getting to the top of the mountain,
Yeah.
and usually there's only room for so many people. See, that's the Capricorn system. It's capitalism.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Take advantage of you, and only a few can make the top. Capricorns are usually, that's a sign of hard work. The Aquarius system, where it's a whole bunch of people at the top of the mountain. You see?
Yeah, I don't know much about Aquarius.
Okay, well, that's the sign of the humanitarian.
Oh.
See, you've seen the symbol of Aquarius, right? He got the water bottle on his shoulder. See, he waters the world.
Oh, the water bearer.
Yeah, Aquarius is the water bearer. See, he waters the world. See, I mean, you might not be, I can see it. The creator, he gave me a gift to see that beauty in people. I need that beauty in order to see the creator every day. Like you got a delicious smile. It's delicious, man. Just like Elizabeth Weaver, and she usually come in the room. Yeah. She a Libra too. She got a delicious smile, That's one way you could tell. I would smile, but all my teeth are missing. So in about 2 months, when they put my teeth back in, and then well, even then I won't show my face because I have a prayer before the creator that I want to be invisible. I want to be invisible, man. I don't want, I would make my screen like just black. Let me see. I think I could do it here. Can I? But it would take away a little bit of the personality of the screen. Let me see.
Yeah, that's why I have a Oahspe symbol on mine, because I changed it because one time they were having a debate and I had made a comment and they put my YouTube picture right up on the screen, and I was like, oh heck no, I ain't doing that again. Yeah.
But I want to be invisible, man. I just want a black screen and a voice coming out. I was joking about my teeth, but I want to be invisible. That's an actual prayer I asked the creator. I want to be invisible. And so, but to show my face, I mean, to where I like the darkness over my face, but it's like it adds a little personality to the room. But I want the focus to be on the creator.
Yeah.
But he used people to open their mouth,
That's true.
But let me see. Elijah's got something. He says, giver. See, Elijah's an Aquarius. Giver of knowledge from the spirit world. He's describing what Aquarius. Well, okay. He's showing you what Aquarius is. It says giver of knowledge. Yep. From the spirit world, humanitarian, free thinkers. Hell yeah, free thinkers. Balance. That is the positive aspects of the sign of Aquarius. I might have an issue with the balance part because they're pretty. What's a good word for eccentric? Is that a good word? You can't pin them down in Aquarius. They're too free spirited. Is that a good word?
I never dated an Aquarius.
let me see. Well, there you they they make me laugh, man. You know, I've never laughed as hard. You know, they're friends of the world. You know, if you can't get along with them, you can't see. And also, that's one of our brethren, Yaffa. That's
Oh.
an air sign.
Oh.
So that's a brother air sign. You know, I'm an air sign. Gemini, that's an air sign.
Yeah,
Aquarius,
Gemini.
that's an air. Huh?
Gemini. I have an issue with Gemini. They're too double faced. They got
Yeah,
yeah.
you know what? You sound harsh, but you right,
It's
man.
true.
If
I've
they on their
tried.
lower vibration,
Oh,
they
that's
really, they're a challenge for me on their lower vibration. Oh, if they're on their lower vibration, man, they are a challenge.
yeah.
Donald Trump is a Gemini.
Oh,
He's a Gemini, man, and he's on his lower vibration. That means America is in trouble. America is in so much trouble. They don't know. They don't know. Well, the
Trump's
Oahspe says
kind
we're
of
in
helping us,
trouble.
isn't he? He's kind of just
Uh,
leading it forward.
He, you know, I hate to say it, man, but he's a flim flam man. You know,
True.
he don't got no substance about him. He's good at talking. He's good at playing people. He's good at cozying up to billionaires, and he
Yeah.
works for them while making America think that he's for them. He's just like you said, he two-faced it.
Mm-hmm.
He two-faced it, man. He's not like John Kennedy, who took a bullet in the face because he wanted to do what was right. And he was a Gemini too, though. But when you're on your lower vibration, then, well, anybody working on their lower vibration is hard to deal with, man. Anybody.
Yeah.
See, that's what I think the kingdom of light is. It's all higher vibration people.
Yeah.
You know, see, I believe that that's the kingdom of light, man. I believe that's the kingdom of light. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I believe, boy, I'll spend my whole life, man, to make that kingdom. I'll do whatever I got to do. I promise you, to deal with higher vibration people, I'll do it. I will do it, man. You know, I'm sorry. To me, that's what the kingdom of light is, man. I've been through all the signs. I mean, I've dated all the signs, man, all of them, you know. And I believe that there were bouts of high vibration, and that make you love people. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, man. You know, you can learn to love people. I mean, and it just feels good. But when they get into that negative vibration, that's where people break up. You know, they start fighting with one another. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, you can't make it. You know, and you too discombobulated. You know, but man, a little taste of that high vibration people, and you are hooked forever, man. You are hooked forever, boy. I'm telling you, man. That high vibration love. Woohoo! Yes. I'll give my whole life for that, man. You know, I'm sorry I sound, you know,
Oh, you're good.
but
All right, I'm gonna let you go. I'm glad we talked. I'm glad
okay,
I was
sister,
able
you
to.
did good, man.
Thank
I'm
you.
proud to call you a fellow Libra.
Yeah, and a faith this.
All right. So hang around. We get ready to do the soul
Okay,
confirmations and get out of here, okay?
sounds good.
Okay. I mean, you can you can get off the screen
Oh,
and
okay. All
but
right, we'll talk. We'll see you later.
okay, take
All right,
care.
out of
Nice
here.
talking, Yaffa. All right. Well, shoot, man. Bust my buttons. I had a good time talking to the sister. See? Do you see what this channel can be? Do you brethren see what this channel can be? You know? You brethren, you just come on. You know, I don't have to do any of these lessons, man. These studies, I mean, we should, you know, because we you know, we get a little learning, you know, and it tastes good. But I think the creator is pleased. You know, It's only a forerunner. Can you imagine? It's only a forerunner of the kingdom. Do you know we're going to be gathered? Do you know that? See, that's why we can't get together now, because it would be crazy. It would be, man, we couldn't handle that. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't handle that being with each other. Oh man, it would be too much noise. You know, Crater had to put earplugs in. So let's do the soul confirmations. I'm telling you, man, that sister blessed my soul. You know, good looking sister too, man. You know, you know. See, now if I sat next to her in class, I want to go to the resurrection. You know. Oh, I'm just being kooky, brethren, man. See, I had a good time talking to her, man. It would be the same talking to y'all too. It wouldn't really be no different, you know. Yeah, let's get together, man. Let's all get together. Come on the chat, you know, and let's talk to let's support one another. You know what I'm saying? Let's not even wait, man, till later on. Let's do it now. You know, a brother and sister could come on, you know. They say, hey, look, man, I'm a little short, you know, this month. And they ain't afraid to come before brethren and let it be known they got a need. You know, let's make it real, man, okay? You know what I'm saying? Let's make it real. Let's make it so that, because we got problems. You know, all of us got problems, man. So let's not love in word only. Let's do it in deed. Indeed. Let's make this our La Cosa Nostra, our thing, where we love one another in sincerity and truth. I say, let's do it now, you know? Make sure you know when you come around this way to this channel, you part of a special brethren, and we ain't just brethren in name only. You got an issue, you got a need, you know, you can come over to Yaquab's room and make the situation known, and it's going to get dealt with. See? All right, time for the soul confirmations. Man, I really got a kick out of tonight. I'm so glad. Actually, the inspiration just came to me right now and reminded me it answered a prayer. It answered a prayer. It answered a prayer that I had last night. I just got reminded. I had a prayer answered. I had a request and it got answered. And I'm just now remembering it. I can't really share it with you, brethren, right now. I will, but I got answered just today. Yeah, I'll get this close. It had to do with talking to YAFFA. It had to do with it. It was a lot. It had a lot to do with talking with YAFFA. I can't explicitly share it, but I will. I have to wait on this one. I got an answered prayer. That's amazing. All right. Time for the ending. Time for the soul confirmation. Brethren, the soul confirmation. Man, tonight we learned a lesson. See, train up your soul as the way it should go. And when it is old, it won't depart from it. See, your soul, that's your child. See, right? That's your child. Now we can take more authority over, see, your spirit, it influences your soul. See, your spirit, it influences your soul. And your soul is like a little child. It does what you tell it to do. You influence your soul, your spirit, it influences your soul. So now when you get learning And then the Creator says, all right, here, look at my word here. Read my word here. You see how I loved even those who fell off, how they went the wrong way? And I sent my righteous sons and daughters to go get them, go grab them. Do you see how I never gave up on them? You see how I loved them? They're my sons and daughters. You see that? Now, you see, he says, teach your spirit that. And then the spirit is going to turn around and teach your soul. See, I'm going to teach your spirit. And then you tell your spirit, see, look at my word here. You see what I did? Now, you teach the soul this. Don't teach the soul the world, or the soul is going to give back the world. The Creator saying, nope, learn this word. See this right here. Look, Frag Patty, see what he did. See what Serpenta Armish did, how she when she had the red star in her control, see what she did, My son Thor, see what he did, Thor, or Bond, teach your soul that. Teach that them. That's how you get your power back. That's how you restore your soul. That's how you prepare you the way of the Lord. See, your spirit teaches your soul. See, your soul is only obeying what it's been learning in the world up till now. Don't blame your soul, man. It's been under poison atmosphere. Don't get upset. Don't get angry. Just start on the road to correcting it. Just go ahead and correct it. Just correct your soul. Just correct it. Start correcting it right now. All right. So we are doing this. I bless these organs. I bless these organs. That's the confirmation. We're going to do that 3 times. We're going to close the video. Okay. All right. Top right. It starts with I bless these organs. Okay. I bless these organs. We're going to do it 3 times together on 3. Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I bless these organs with the love of my Creator, which now flows through my soul to saturate every cell with the cleansing, healing waters of life. Again, 1, 2, 3. I bless these organs with the love of my Creator, which now flows through my soul to saturate every cell with the cleansing, healing waters of life. One more time. 1, 2, 3. I bless these organs with the love of my Creator, which now flows through my soul to saturate every cell with the cleansing, healing waters of life. All right. And that's it, brethren, for tonight, January 9th, 2025. All right. Thank you, Creator. Boy, I got a real kick out of talking to my sister and my brethren tonight on the video. I see why you can't bring us together in one place. There would be so much shouting, the angels would have to wear earmuffs. The Ethereans would have to wear earmuffs. If we were all in the same place worshiping, the world would pop open. So, Creator, my brethren, will you cover us? Will you let us, encourage us with Cosmin Day? Will you bring about the knowledge of Cosmin Day, the raising of our frequencies and power from on high, and an end to disease and suffering? You say it in your word. We're asking for a manifestation of Cosmin Day. Heavenly Father, Creator, Eoe, even if it is as soon as the 25th of January, and if it is not, then would you let us know if there is such a alignment, and will you please let us know if it means anything that we should know about? Will you inform some brother or sister to give us the word? And so, Creator, we go ahead and depart for right now from each other, and pray that you will come again and join with us on Friday, and pray you cover my brethren. The sister had a unfortunate situation with her dad, and I pray that you would heal the sister, and that she would get greater understanding, and she would move in love, even as she's continuing to do towards her family, knowing that you are going to restore really all of our families at some point, that all of our family, and we've been injured in the world a lot, your sons and daughters, and we ask for a healing in those areas as well. So, Creator, thank you. This video, my brethren, Creator, and I pray that you just go with us as we leave now. And so, in your name, I give thanks and pray. So let it be. All right, brethren, thank you for joining me for video tomorrow. Same place, same bat time, same bat channel. And until I see you again, peace be unto you all. Shalom.